give him the respect. And if he wins, which we believe he will, give him the respect as an all-time great. If you beat the pound-for-pound #1, I'm not saying you always go to pound-for-pound #1, Bivol a good example of that, but you're right up there on the pound-for-pound list. And his resume, the ability to just keep taking his chance to fight the top lights of the division, I don't know what else you want.
I'm going to come out, ding, 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 round 1. Good defense, thinking positive, step forward, boom, boom, 1, 2, Usyk drops, becomes 3-time champion of the world in Saudi Arabia. Life is good.
He can win the fight on points, but I want him to knock Oleksandr Usyk's spark out, because I don't want any mucking around. I want a nice clean stoppage where we can all dive in the ring, celebrate, go in with all the belts. That's what we want. And it's well doable. It's a very tough challenge. This isn't the Andy Ruiz rematch. This is another level, this fight. This is the pound-for-pound #1. If Fury never fights again, then I wish that the WBC was on the line this week. But I would much rather AJ beat Fury for the undisputed. So we'll see what happens.
We've been chasing that fight, but the man's talented, he's done well for himself, and I'm sure that he'll fight, 100%. I believe it in my heart, we'll fight, because it's one for the fans. The fans demand, you demand, I demand, it has to happen. It's up to me at the end of the day, not to anyone else what I do in my career.
Thanks, guys.
You know what I mean? I think it's more of a personal decision what I do in my career.
Thanks, guys.
It's interesting because like the physique of a heavyweight is always looked at as how they're kind of training, but heavyweights are heavyweights because we are big, some are trim, but within myself, I feel good, I feel healthy, my mind's good, so yeah, that's what matters, right? We're here. That's the champ there. That's the champ right there as well.
All right, so welcome to Oleksandr Usyk versus Anthony Joshua 2. The rematch, the rage on the Red Sea, the fight that we've all been waiting for. Here we are through GiveMeSport in association with Blockasset and Believing Bruce. Here to give you a bit of a psychological insight. This is what we're going to do different on this channel, a bit of a psychological insight into what happens in the rematch. The pressure that Joshua may or may not have on him. Okay, the expectation, the capability that Usyk may deliver again, or have things changed since the last time? We're going to be discussing all this and more. And please remember on the chat, get your questions in, connect with me at Believing Bruce 360 on Instagram. Ask the questions, let's get the engagement going, and let's have a cracking live stream where hopefully, yeah, I'm going to put my cards on the table, AJ can pull it off. Yeah, who doesn't want to see? Yeah, who doesn't want to see the Fury versus AJ fight? The fight that could be of biblical proportions. So my background as a performance psychology coach is to help people perform and understand. I work with athletes, I work with boxers, I work with MMA fighters, okay? So that's the angle that I'm going to be coming from today. But on the panel, we've got two fantastic guests. We've got Jake Smith. Jake, welcome.
Hi Bruce, how's it going?
I'm good, man, brother. So Jake, you run Fight and Talk, an MMA-based and boxing-based YouTube channel. Yep. You've got your interviewers. You interview all the big stars, etc. So I'll be leading heavily on you for stats, for data, and to fill in the gaps where I forget who's been fighting who, buddy. All right?
Absolutely.
We've got Humza Ali as well. Humza is one of the up-and-coming boxers from Newcastle. Achieving, gold medals, belts galore. Hopefully could be the next pro that comes from Newcastle to start on his professional career. So we'll start with you, Humza, with you being a boxer and having all that background. I suppose the best question to ask is, in fact, both of you, the one that, it's going to be on everybody's lips because this is what makes the fight so 50-50. Can AJ actually win? Humza, what do you think?
First of all, thanks for the nice words. Second of all, Joshua, I hope he does it. It's a hard task in front of him, but I hope he wins, but I don't think he's going to win tonight. Okay, and why not then? Let's actually back up this here. All right, if you're going to say something, you've got to back it up. Why not? Well, for me, it's Anthony Joshua. He's a big puncher. In terms of him being a boxer, I don't highly rate him. Mm-hmm. Whereas Usyk is at the top of the form, you know, in the fighting game, and I just think that a boxer, a very good boxer that can take a punch, will always beat a big puncher, and that is the case today. We've got a very good boxer that can take a punch and give a punch, and I think he'll do the job on Joshua today.
So wait there then, I've got to challenge you, Jake. I'll come to you in a second, all right? I want to interrogate this belief that Anthony Joshua is a big puncher, all right? All right? Because I suppose it's what we're talking about. And again, you know, the viewers at home, leave your comments, put them in the chat box, and we will come to you. But is AJ actually a big puncher? Deontay Wilder, without a shadow of a doubt, throws one punch, people go down. Like, let's actually chat about, like, is AJ, is it the culmination of his punches? Like, if you watch the Pulev fight, Pulev, I believe AJ finally, was it round 9 that he won in? But he hit him and hit him and hit him and hit him, and it took him till round 9. And they were big punches that AJ was throwing. Yeah, it was big punches that he was throwing. So is AJ actually a big puncher, or, you know, are we given this label that he's not entitled to? Jake, what do you think?
No, I do think he's a big puncher. I mean, we've seen it time and time again throughout this pro career. Undeniably, his fighting style has changed since the early days, the Anthony Joshua fresh out the Olympics. And it's clear for everybody to see that it's changed. I still think he is a big puncher. I think it's more the way he's fighting now that maybe we're not seeing that killer instinct, if you like, that we were so used to and what the British public fell in love with about AJ.
Right. So give me an example then, again, because I love to spark the debate, yeah? And again, I'm sure some of the people at home are like, actually, AJ is a massive puncher. Like, tell me somebody who he's hit and he's dropped them instantly.
Charles Martin was pretty quick.
Yeah, but how long ago was that?
Yeah. Oh, right, okay, yeah, but so across a career, though, there's time and time again.
Yes.
Recently, there's not.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so in relation to yours, Humza, you know, is Ian actually a big puncher, or is it his fighting style that's changed, so he's sort of easing back on the gas? You know, he's easing back on that potential power that he's trying to put out there. What do you think, Humza?
You see, the record speaks for itself with the amount of knockouts he's got. You can't look at the record and be like, he's not a puncher. But if it comes to terms of how he's been boxing in his last few fights, you could say that his style has changed a lot, especially from when he was fighting domestically. You know, he was just taking everyone out as the rounds were coming. But now it's more like we're seeing different styles of Joshua. And in his last fight, how he was trying to box, it just didn't suit him. So I know what you mean by, is he really a big puncher? From my opinion, I feel like if he catches Usyk today, you know, it will be lights out, especially when you're looking at the weight difference as well. Yeah. It's a big part as well in the fight today, and I feel like it's going to be playing a big part in the fight today. Okay,
so why do you think he didn't catch Usyk? Because we're all talking about this big punch, all right? And I think the point that I'm trying to convey is that, yes, he's got a big punch on him, but it's a culmination of the punches that then has an effect on his opponent, that wears them down, and then he gets the knockout. What I'm saying is he hasn't got a punch like Wilder, or he hasn't shown that recently, yeah? So if people are saying, you know, we're relying on AJ to have this big punch, like, why do we think, or why do people think he can get it off now when he had 12 rounds to do it, and he didn't get it off then? What do you think, Jake?
Because I think that it goes exactly about what we were saying there before. It's the fighting style. This new look, if you like, Anthony Joshua, he's not... I felt like he wasn't looking for that big punch throughout the whole fight. Don't get me wrong. Usyk's so elusive. His movement's incredible. That, of course, landing that big punch is going to be difficult. Joshua saw early doors in that fight as well, first time round. If he was looking and trying to load up on a shot, Usyk's counter-punching is beautiful. And he was getting caught. He was getting tagged early. I think Joshua needs... It's been spoke about enough, I think, in the build-up of this fight. Joshua needs to go back to that old, have the dog in him type fighting, where he's just got to go in there, put the pressure on, and try and land that big punch. Fight dirty. You never know. We might see that from Joshua. The head when they're in close, the little shots. It'll be interesting to see, but I can't see a way for Joshua to win this tonight.
And I think that's it. We can only base what we're talking about now on what we've seen previously, all right? That's the only thing that we can do. All right, so that's why we're coming up with these narratives about, is it possible for AJ to win? Is Usyk going to repeat, etc.? Because we can only go off the data that we've got. That said, what has AJ and his camp been, you know, been working on. I think where it's really interesting, and some people are talking about it and some people aren't, is that what we're not talking enough about Usyk and what an elite, rare, once-in-a-generation type boxer Usyk is. You know, there could potentially be a clause for, or, you know, at least an opinion where, is Usyk just simply a better boxer? That's the thing. It's like, it doesn't matter what Joshua tries. It could be the fact that, you know, Usyk is simply a better boxer in all aspects, you know, from stamina to power to movement, you know, to actually taking a punch. We saw it in the Ruiz fight, yeah, when Anthony got sort of tapped on the top, that's doing him injustice, yeah, when he got shook to his boots, and his legs went in round 3, and, you know, and when he tried to get up, that showed you, it's a bit like Amir Khan. Yeah, Amir Khan. David Price from Liverpool as well. Yeah, real two good examples of people who can't take a punch in the wrong place. Tyson Fury, he went down against Steve Cunningham. He went down a couple of times against Deontay Wilder. But at all times, his central nervous system was robust enough that he had his legs underneath him. Yeah, you look at Joshua. Joshua's been tagged a few times, and that's not something you can train. Yeah, that's just something that's there. It's not about doing press-ups or sit-ups or sparring. It's like, can your brain and that central nervous system where the messages pass up and down take a shot to the fact that, or, you know, to the point where they can function, where they can pass messages normally? We've seen no from Joshua. So what do you think they could have been working on in the camp? You know, what expose or what gaps do you think Usyk's got that Robert Garcia, yeah, Angel Fernandez, and the rest of the team have actually said, because Joshua said himself, you know, I saw the gaps, I saw where I went wrong. Cool. Where did he go wrong, and how do you think he can actually expose some gaps in Usyk? Because I've really got no idea.
And has he had time to fix it? He's only been with his new camp, if you like, a number of weeks now. Is that enough time to really implement the changes that they feel is needed? I don't think it is.
For, like you say, it's such an elite level fighter. And Usyk, Humza, what about you?
To be honest with you, it's, for me, what Joshua's trained for this fight, in that amount of space that he had with his new coach, I feel like it's more of a disadvantage than an advantage. Yeah. Because with my experience, you know, it's like you've got to have a certain bond and a connection with your coach for you to actually learn and understand where they're coming from. So I feel like, in the sense of the amount of time that he's had with his coach, it hasn't been a long time, but we'll only find out if it's been effective, and if it's going to be efficient for him tonight.
Have you been with your same coach throughout your whole career so far?
Yes.
How much, or how long do you think, if you were then tomorrow, let's say, to switch camps, how long do you feel for you it would take to really see a full change in you as a fighter?
It all depends on the level of experience that the coach has actually had. Also, he must know what he's talking about, and also it's all about what kind of style he'll adapt you to. You know, you've always got your offensive side of the coaching, defensive, counter punching, moving off, footwork. So it's all down to how you actually create that bond with your coach. And obviously with me, I've been with my coach since a young gun. So for me to say that with the new coach, having that relation, I would need to actually be with the new coach to actually let you know what it feels like. But for me personally, if you were to ask me, I reckon it is a disadvantage for Joshua today.
But if you look at Robert Garcia, Mikey Garcia and Nanita Donaire, you know, he's got a who's who of world champions that he's trained or potentially come in of, you know, they were either world champions before he got with him. He's turned them into world champions. So he's got a vast experience. Look at Emmanuel Stewart. Emmanuel Stewart, you know, was renowned for some boxers for just coming in later on into their training camps. There's a number of boxing coaches who do that. Yeah, a number of boxing coaches. I think what the point, or the interesting point here is that this is the first time he's worked with them, and it seems like he's only been present. Again, you know, you can do Zoom calls, you can do Skype calls, FaceTime, all this type of stuff. But my point is that you've got to be good to be gash. Yeah?
Yeah.
And has he had the time to build up that relationship, that rapport, that understanding between the fighter and his coach that would allow him to then just jump on at the end of a camp? And, you know, if, like, for example, you see AJ train a lot with Angel Fernandez down at Loughborough University. And they've got a fantastic setup there. You know, Angel himself's got a fantastic stable. Richard Rakipore, you know, a number of good fighters. But he's with Joshua day in, day out. So when it comes to that trust, when it comes to that, okay, and also knowing the fighter. Yeah, like knowing the fighter, how, you know, and it's not just about the skills and the tactics. It's like, how does your fighter think? How does your fighter feel? How, you know, how do you notice when your fighter's up or when your fighter's down? Has he had the time to practice, you know, because every fighter will be down at a certain point. Does he know what to say? Does he know what buttons to sort of push on Joshua? That's the thing that I think's interesting. I mean, if you were Robert Garcia now, yeah, okay, and I know you're not, all right? I know you're not, yeah. But if you were Robert Garcia now, like, just what is it? What is it that you would see are the gaps in Usyk?
I honestly don't. I struggle to see any gaps in Usyk as a boxer. I think he could arguably go down as one of the pound-for-pound greatest to ever do it. Unified that cruiserweight division, moved up. He stole the show at heavyweight. I mean, the clinic he put on the last time out was just something to behold. For a cruiserweight to come up the way that he did as well. And Derek Chisora, for me, fought the plan that you need to fight against Usyk. And he spoke about that this week, and he said he was going back to his corner and they're going, punch him in the shoulder, punch him in the elbow. Like, not everything has to just keep busy. And I think you've seen with Usyk in that, it took a little bit longer for him to, right? So this is what we're doing. This is a game plan here. And that's what I think Joshua, if I was Robert Garcia, I'd try and take him back to that sort of dog. But I know there's been talk as well of maybe it's not been plain sailing all the way between Garcia and Joshua throughout this camp. And Angel Fernandez has been there as a middleman. Of course, not changing from Rob McCracken, Angel Fernandez to stay there throughout. Yeah. I'm really interested to see how the corner weighs up as well tonight. See, again, it's one of those. Will it be 2 lead cornermen? Can you have 2 lead cornermen? What happens if they're talking over each other? I think there's so many factors at play here tonight that we don't know what Joshua we're going to see until he gets in there. I think Usyk, we know what to expect from Oleksandr Usyk. This could be a totally new look Joshua, or we could see within the first 3 rounds, he's in for another long night. Yeah, for sure. And I think that's the one thing. I mean, Angel, you know, just to put a sort of disclaimer out there, I'm good pals with Angel. But Angel is such the detail that Angel goes into. He showed me his boards, like the plan, the strategy, like Angel. In fact, like, he's a fantastic trainer now. Where he gets to in 5 years' time, man, he is going to be up there. Like, he's just got everything going from and a fantastic guy to boot as well. But let's look at some of his gaps, all right? Because we're saying about, is Joshua got the dog? Has he got the dog inside him? You know, let loose with this power, this, you know, Armageddon of muscle and might and, you know, all this other stuff that they're talking about, all right? But nobody can deny, you at home, you can't deny, all right? One of the sort of the biggest negative points or potential worries, all right, potential worries, is Joshua's gas tank, the stamina levels. Yeah, the stamina. And we've seen it in numerous fights, okay? So let's all accept that. Yes, he's big and he's strong and he loves to attack and he's actually very fast-handed for a heavyweight fight. He's just fast-handed full stop. Yeah, particularly for a heavyweight. But the gas tank is something that I do get worried about. And when people are saying, you know, he needs to unload, he needs to get in there the first 3-4 rounds and rough him up and do this and all do that, that takes energy. You know, you've only got so much ATP within inside of you before your body starts to say, all right, okay, I am feeling it now. And I think that's what makes it such an exciting, I just don't know, because if he has got to unload, if he has got to then present himself, if he has got to force himself on Usyk, you know, and you know, rumble with him, tussle with him, like throw him around like a rag doll, that all takes energy. And if that doesn't work, what does he do? It takes energy from Usyk as well. It's, yes, of course, you're going to expend a lot of energy coming forward, but if you're defending, you've got a man who's not letting off, coming forward. I think some people don't realise just how much that'll take out of you. I mean, Hamza, you can talk about that in more detail than either of us two, but to have somebody that just constantly coming forward, how hard is that to deal with, and how much energy ultimately does that take?
It all depends on how big the guy, your opponent is. In perspective of Joshua and Usyk, Usyk is much smaller than Joshua. So for Joshua to be on the front foot and Usyk to be fighting on the back foot, my opinion, I reckon Usyk would find that more efficient for himself, better, because you see, when it comes to going in the later rounds, Usyk is releasing less energy than Joshua is. And then, as Bruce said before, with the factor of he runs out of energy, that can play a big part as well later on in the round. So the more Joshua is chasing Usyk around, the more stamina is taken away from himself.
But also, let's question again. I've got to interrogate this, right? When someone says something, it's not that I don't agree with the statements, okay? But I just want to understand it myself. When people say Joshua is so much bigger than Usyk, he ain't. Like, he's not. It's a bit like, right, if you're, you know, I don't know, 21-year-old and you start dating a 17-year-old or something like that, all right? Yeah, okay. And I'm not saying I've done this. I'm putting a big disclaimer out there, all right? But like some people going, oh, like, well, do you know what I mean? There's like a question there. Whereas if you're like 40 and you start dating a 34-year-old or a 35-year-old, it's more. And just like Usyk hasn't come up from featherweight, is my point. All right, he hasn't come up from featherweight. He hasn't come up from middleweight. He was like cruiserweight. So, like, you know, when you're 15, 16, 17 stone, like, you're both big lads. Yeah, when you're both big lads. And I think when they come head-to-head the last time, yes, Joshua's got the height advantage, okay? Possibly got the reach advantage as well. But my point is there's not such a gulf. Yeah, there's not such a gulf in the two fighters going on there, all right? So, I mean, is that really, like, a massive advantage to Joshua? Jake, what do you think?
I don't think the weight. Look, there was a lot made about Usyk's weight. Everybody thinking, oh, he's going to come in kilos heavier. He's what, 10 kilo less than Joshua for this one? I think about 4 kilo heavier than he was the last time.
Right.
I don't think the weight's going to make a massive difference. Sorry, I was just watching that there as well. Hrgovic has been dropped there in the first round.
Oh, beautiful. So we've actually got a fight going on here. We've got the card going on. So we've got Zhang versus Govic, and that was a beautiful punch, to be fair. Right across, very much like the punch that took Joshua out for the Ruiz fight on top of the temple. Yeah, top of the temple.
Hard shot to recover from that.
Yeah, and that sort of, you know, backs up my point, is that whether you're 16 stone, 17 stone, 18 stone, when you're those type of stones and you unleash and you hit somebody, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, you're going to know about it.
Yeah, it's going to know about it. And the thing is like, let's just actually reflect on the Andy Ruiz fight. Yeah, we're talking about, oh, Joshua's, you know, massive compared to Usyk. Hello? Yeah, do you know, like, have you seen Andy Ruiz? He's about 3'2" and 22 stone. So, like, and again, even in that Ruiz rematch, when he come back in, I don't know, 1,900 kilos more than he was like in the first fight or whatever, it's like he still had the engine, right? This is my point. He still had the engine. Look at Tyson Fury. If you're on the beach down at Morecambe Bay and you see Tyson Fury walking to you, you know, in his boxers, and you didn't know he was a boxer, yeah, you had no idea who Tyson Fury was, you wouldn't say he was the heavyweight champion of the world. So this is what I'm saying, just because somebody looks like something, they've got that muscular structure, they've got that definition, they look like a boxer, yeah, and they've got the height and all, you know, we're sort of being proved wrong on all these levels by Joshua's past opponents. Yeah. You know, Usyk was smaller, he won him. Ruiz was smaller, he won him. And I think it's fair to offer in the Ruiz fights, again, guys, I might say something here that's going to evoke emotion in you. You might say, Bruce, you don't know what you're talking about. If that's the case, I'll take us outside. But my point is this, okay, is that in the Ruiz 2 fight, tell me that Andy Ruiz didn't lose that fight as opposed to Joshua winning it. When you don't train, when you rock up in that shape, yeah, like, you're not giving yourself the best chance of winning. You're definitely not optimizing your potential. Yeah, your performance is going to drag. And like, Andy Ruiz to do that, and again, he's come out a little bit like AJ, and he said, look, when my opponent changed from Jarrell Miller to Andy Ruiz, effectively he was the little fat guy. Yeah, I couldn't get up for it. It's a bit like, you know, I don't know. I was going to say Newcastle playing a lower league team, but we're not, you know,
yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, so we're not fantastic ourselves. But it's like that. I wasn't stimulated enough. I wasn't aroused enough. I wasn't, you know, sort of in the game enough that I could see the threat and I needed to react to the threat. Where you've got the sort of Ruiz bit is that when he came back, Andy Ruiz has said, you know, hey, I'm just a little dude from Mexico. I become a world champion. Everybody was interested in me. I love the dopamine. Yeah, the serotonin levels are going mad. It was like, everyone, hey, champ, how we doing, champ? I'm going to all these parties. He's partying with Logan Paul and Jake Paul and all this type of stuff. And he went down the wrong track. Yeah, he went down the wrong track. He didn't prepare correctly. His trainers come out and said that. He's come out and said that. All right. So, like, when we talk about that preparation, I do believe that Anthony Joshua prepared correctly. I do believe he prepared correctly. He turned up ready to fight. He needed to win that fight.
Yeah.
Andy Ruiz didn't. And nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the fact that Andy Ruiz probably helped himself lose that fight rather than AJ won it. All right, so you look at that. There's a lot of talk at this moment. Again, let us know in the chat. First, can we bring the chat up somewhere, can we? I'm just trying to find out where that chat could go so we can actually see it a little bit more clearly, mate, than just on my phone if possible. Yeah, cool. This fight with Usyk, there is a number of people, and I get why, all right? Psychology is called the hot hand theory, because if someone does something, then we expect them to do it again. Doesn't mean that's going to happen. Doesn't mean that's going to happen. So yes, he lost against Ruiz. He had the rematch. He won. There's a lot of people I see online saying, well, he lost against Usyk. He's having the rematch. Well, of course he's going to win because he won Andy Ruiz. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
The mentality thing. Physically, I think we spoke a lot about the physicality of both men. A lot. The mentality side, I think, is probably one of Joshua's biggest battles going into this week. He's got two fights on tonight. He's got the fight against Usyk, of course, and I think he's got the fight in his own self-belief.
Yeah, 100%, especially with his new coach moving away. And a big factor, I reckon, is going to be where the fight's at today. Last time he had 70,000 people with him in Tottenham Arena, and this time, with it being Saudi Arabia 50-50 split, that could favour Usyk as well, as in mentally with Joshua fighting with the crowd not on his side.
Yeah, it's interesting being in Saudi. First, can I just confirm that we've gone live on Facebook as well? If you just give me the nod that we've gone live on Facebook, okay? We're expecting the Facebook audience from GiveMeSport to join us in the next couple of minutes, all right? Go for it.
As a man of the mind, what's your thoughts on Joshua? On his mentality, coming into this, what do you think he's had to change psychologically? What do you think the damage done? Look, when he lost that Ruiz fight, he said himself he wasn't up for it. This Usyk fight, he was up for it. And he was outclassed in every aspect of that fight. Mentally, how do you think he's had to prepare for this?
So, how I believe Joshua has prepared for it. First and foremost, okay, and I know this wouldn't get it's probably not going to be a popular response. First, we're live on Facebook, correct? Awesome. Okay, so welcome to the Facebook audience. We've been here for half an hour on the Give Me Sport YouTube. Welcome to the Oleksandr and Joshua 2, the rematch here with Give Me Sport, sponsored by Blockasset. Just for the Facebook viewers, we've got the panel today, which is Jake Smith. Jake runs his own MMA and boxing reporting channel, interviewing, very good for stats, data, and all things history in regards to fighting. And we've also got Hamza Ali, one of the hottest prospects in boxing to come out of Newcastle. Hopefully in the next couple of years, we are going to see him start rising through the professional ranks and bring back the belt for the Toon Army. So that's who we've got. Again, anything what we want to do, we're talking about the potential here, all right? The potential of can AJ... Is it realistic, is the question, all right? Is it realistic for AJ to actually regain the belt in the way that he did so or won the rematch with Ruiz? And, we've defined that it's a different beast here. That's what we're really talking about. Again, for the Facebook viewers, please leave your comments, chats, etc. Any questions in there, get this audience engagement going. Anything you want to ask about the fight, put it in there, and either I'll answer it or I will put it to the panel. And obviously, feel free to have the conversation in the chats as well as a YouTube and Facebook community. So Jake just asked a really good question there, all right? A really good question. And that is, what mentally can Joshua do? What can he actually, what his approach would be, bearing in mind that he has now lost, all right? Bearing in mind that he has now lost. And this is why I find this, the brain so fascinating. This is my background, performance psychology, athletes, boxers, MMA stars, even celebrities, people who you see on the TV, and also my corporate clients. So when you can understand your own head, it helps you to understand other people's heads, yeah? So we all think, feel, and act, all right? So we've all got different stimuli, different ways of looking at something. We just mentioned before, the way that Joshua thought, all right, this is key. So thinking, cognitive thoughts derive hormonal reactions, thoughts and hormonal reactions derive muscular output. That's the performance, yeah? And everything in life, if you get your thoughts right, your feelings are right, thoughts and feelings, you're probably going to get the version of you that you're after. Joshua said that he didn't feel up for it. We just covered that before. Okay, I'm meant to be fighting Jarrell Miller. He gets pulled off the card. I'm now fighting Andy Ruiz. Just get me to America. Get me somebody. You know, the venue's booked. I just need to make my mark, and sort of here we go. But he wasn't aroused enough, is my point, right? He wasn't psychologically aroused. That then come into, and you know, everybody was talking about, oh, he didn't look the same, or he didn't look that, you know, that AJ when he was doing the ring walk, when he was in the corner. There must have been a million videos made of, you know, him looking in the corner, looking a bit just disinterested, yeah, just disinterested. So I think for here, what we've got is that, is there pressure? Yes, there's definitely pressure. Remember, pressure is the interpretation of the thoughts that we look at the external environment and then we internally start to process them. But we need that pressure, okay? We need that pressure. There's a little psychological model called the inverted U for individual zone of optimized function. It's your sweet spot. So when you're fighting Humza, all right, there'll be certain things that if you do them in a certain way or they're present, you'll get in your sweet spot. If you're not aroused enough, you won't be bothered, a bit like AJ versus Ruiz. If you're too nervous, then you won't be able to perform as well, yeah? What I find interesting about AJ is that he's always confident, yeah? And I believe AJ, he just likes to fight, okay? He likes to fight. For example, when he lost the Usyk fight, I can imagine, and again, this is just an assumption on my part, again, in the comments, let me know if you're feeling the same, that as soon as AJ said, I want the rematch, some people within his commercial team at 258 would have thought, what? Like, is this the right thing to do? Yeah, is this the right thing to do? But AJ leads his team. It's the people who work for him. When it comes to it, there must be some form of questioning over what can I do? Yeah, because when we lose, you'll reflect. And I'm not just talking about boxing, I'm talking about life. When something doesn't go our way, when we don't get the hit of dopamine, when we lose the adulation, all this type of stuff, is that we will think about how can we do it differently, because it hurts. It ain't like, you know, it's not nice to lose at anything. Yeah, when you win, it's great. And you don't really think much about winning because it's nice. Yeah. But when you lose, you think deeply. Yeah, when you think deeply about it. And I think what the potential with AJ is that he does believe he can win, but can he win? So I believe he's already got the first step there. The way that he talks, and again, we can only go off what we see. Yeah, the way that he talks, the way that he holds himself. It was interesting today where he was saying about the body shot. Yeah. Yeah, the body shot to Usyk. I don't know if you've seen that, Humza, where he's like, stay strong. Stay strong. What do you think? Like, have you got any information on that? Because it was the first time I'd heard of it. Like, I've got, you know, has there been a leak? Has he got some information? Because he clearly used it to try and trigger him. Obviously, Usyk doesn't speak great English anyway, so you know, AJ probably could have said it in Usyk's native language for a bit more effect. What do you think about that?
Yeah, how's the body shot? I think there's a lot being made of that. Is that where Joshua's going to try and take this fight? Is this what he's going to try and do? He's going to try and get them body shots working to try and slow Usyk down, because if Usyk's pressuring the way he was, especially in the last fight, and moving the way he was in the last fight, Joshua can't win this. Look, we were discussing this before. It's a difficult night at the office, regardless for Joshua. But yeah, it was something along the lines of watch the body shot or something like that. And it cruiserweight, I can't remember which fight it was off the top of my head, but somebody got a lot of success against Usyk with body shots. They lost the fight, right? But they had a lot of success with the body shots. Can that be Joshua's plan going in? Has he had long enough with Robert Garcia? We don't know. Could it just be mind games? Can that then be, right? So Usyk's going back to his hotel room that night thinking, is he going to work the body? And all Joshua's going to do is headhunt for 12 rounds. We don't know. That's what's so fascinating about this fight.
Or does Usyk just go back to his hotel and think, what did he say? You know what I mean? Just literally, what did he say? I can't say, thanks very much, brother. So, if we have got to, you know, we're sort of looking at, you know, potential fights, I think everybody would agree. I tell you what, this fight between Zhang and Agovic is going. They're absolutely throwing bombs at each other, by the way.
Absolute banger, isn't it?
They are absolutely going for it. I hope this is what we get from Usyk and AJ.
You can tell there's a big check on the line.
Yeah, it's they are going for it. So if we talk about AJ versus Fury, that's, you know, that's the fight that we want. Yeah, that's why, even if you're not an AJ, there he is. There's the man looking calm, composed in the changing rooms there. Ian Gatt.
Do you not reckon he looks a bit leaner than last time?
No, he's 4 pounds heavier. Yeah, he's 4 pounds heavier.
Is he?
That's what they had on the, yeah, that's what they had on the stats. But obviously wanting the AJ versus Fury fight. Okay, even if you're not an AJ fan, you probably want him to come through this just so we can have what would be the most biblical of all. You know, it would be massive. It would be absolutely massive. Let's just put it on the table. Who wins that fight? And again, with the audience there, the Facebook comments, YouTube, put your comments below. Who wins out of AJ and Fury if the fight ever comes off? And we all want it to, but also back up your answer, all right? Why would one fighter win the other? How would they win that fight? Guys, what do you think?
Humza, I'll let you take that first.
Mate, it's Fury all day long for me. He's just a very, very, very big heavyweight, and he's a very, very long-rangey fighter that no one can get close to. Even when you see against White, he wasn't even trying.
Yeah.
His skill set, his boxing IQ, everything is just beyond levels against Joshua for me. But like I say, that's my own opinion. Everyone's got their own opinion. But for me, Fury's the boy.
I agree with Humza. I think it's Fury all day, every day. A bit like for me tonight, I don't see how Joshua wins this tonight. Equally, I don't see how Joshua could beat Tyson Fury. What do you think?
Yeah, you know what? So I think, again, all heavyweights have got a puncher's chance. Is it correct? Is it factually correct? Again, in the comments, if you agree, if you disagree, let me know, okay? Has Tyson Fury fought lesser opponents than Anthony Joshua? Does Anthony Joshua's CV, his resume, trump Tyson Fury? I mean, we have got to speak about that. You know, Humza, if you go out and fight, I don't know, you're 6 foot odd, big reach, massively experienced. If you go, out and fight someone who is 4 foot, never put on a pair of gloves before. Now, I'm not saying that's the difference between the two CVs. What I'm saying is, like you could look good against a smaller, weaker, less tested opponent. Yeah. Does that mean he's brilliant? Or does that mean that he was brilliant because of the opponent that he fought? When you look at Joshua's CV, Joshua, I believe, has fought. So, I mean, I think technically what I've seen, Tyson Fury is better than Joshua. I think stamina, Tyson Fury is better than Joshua. But I do believe Joshua's had harder fights.
I think styles make fights as well. And I think stylistically, it's a very, very difficult matchup for Joshua. Irrespective almost of the resume, you put Anthony Joshua, the way he fights, or the way we know him to fight. Watch, we're going to make this whole thing here tonight about the way he fights. He's going to come out and look totally different at the fight night. But you look at the way we're used to seeing Joshua fight, in the way that we're used to seeing Tyson Fury fight.
Yeah.
I just think Fury is so far and beyond in almost all aspects that I just can't see how Joshua would ever win that fight.
It is, I think it's the, so we've got Dean Brabazon, Usyk v Fury, AJ versus Wilder is coming up with that. Someone made a good point here, okay, that we've got, it's a Saudi crowd. I'm just trying to go back through the comments here to see who actually said it. But with the Saudi crowd, do you think it's not the same as the UK crowd? Yeah, it's not the same as the UK crowd. The atmosphere is different. Obviously, the alcohol, etc., changes the crowd's atmosphere. The sort of raucousness, even the gregariousness of the crowd. I've been somewhere watching something, I've enjoyed it. I've been to another event, had 5 pints, and I've been up there with my shirt off and swinging it around. It does make a massive impact. Almost like during lockdown. Yeah, we weren't allowed crowds. And the majority of fighters said that actually, compared to what I thought, I'll not be bothered by it, it was weird walking out to just nothing. Yeah, it was weird walking out to nothing. Now, both Joshua and obviously Usyk have fought there before. How much of an impact do you think the crowd could make, especially when a fighter needs that pickup, especially when, they need the home crowd, so to speak, to get behind them? What do you think, Humza?
I reckon this time around, like I said to you before, Joshua is going to feel the bigger impact as a disadvantage with the crowd, especially with it being Saudi. I feel like it's going to be a 50-50 kind of. They're going to be supporting Joshua and Usyk here, whereas last time when Usyk boxed Joshua, it was just like a full crowd for Joshua, and even though he still couldn't do the job, I feel like for me being a boxer, if I was to box in front of my home crowd, you've got that extra oomph on you. Whereas with Joshua, the way where he's fighting today, I feel like he's going to be on the disadvantaged side. Whereas Usyk, he's just all let's go for glory type of fighter.
Yeah, and I think where you've got Anthony Joshua, it's where does he go from here? Because again, we're all catastrophizing. Yeah, we're all catastrophizing. Anthony Joshua, he doesn't win. Oh my God, he's dead. He might as well emigrate. He's just like take up snooker or something like that. All right. So and I get it, it's important to win. In fact, it's essential to win. Yeah. But are we of an age now, and we're seeing it in the UFC as well, where actually even if you lose, you can still be matched up another big name, and it can become a really big fight. So, like, what does happen to the AJ brand, the potential, that momentum that they may still have, even though he lost the last fight, if he loses again? What do you think, Jake?
I think the comment that you just read out before is absolutely spot on. If AJ loses this, AJ Wilder, that's then the fight to make. That still does huge numbers.
Massive.
It's a huge fight, because presuming then, if Tyson Fury comes out of retirement for the 800th time, then he comes back to fight Usyk, then great. If he doesn't, Usyk will look to unify against whoever he'll be matched against for that belt.
Yeah.
But I think, the Wilder fight's there for the loser, whoever it is tonight. I think if it's a points win for Joshua, I can see us getting the trilogy of this.
Yeah.
If it's a closely fought contest, obviously if Usyk just goes about business the way he did the last time, then you're looking at the unification. But that Wilder fight is there for the taking.
Yeah, yeah, and I think there. So if you look at, in fact, there's somebody just pointed out there, Usyk versus Fury for the title. Yeah, for the undisputed. That's a fight. That's a fight, because both fighters have got quite similar traits: the movement, the cardio. Fury's got that ability to pitter-patter with the jab. Usyk does that with a forearm. Just ask the question, is Fury, and again, put your comments in the comment section below, is Fury good enough, if it happens, to win Oleksandr Usyk? What do you think? What do you guys think?
I think, and again, I guess this is one for the comments. Do you think Tyson Fury has retired? Because he's got until the 26th of this month.
He hasn't retired.
Of
course he hasn't retired.
But the prize belt's on the line tonight, isn't it?
What's that?
Sorry, the Ring magazine belt's on the line tonight.
Yeah.
Which is because Fury's retired.
He's not retired.
He's got until the 26th to make this decision.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
I think...
Tyson Fury has not retired.
I don't think he's retired at all.
One day he's saying that young dude is going to be his trainer. Then the next day he's retiring. Yeah, He's not retiring, man. He's absolutely not retiring. What's really interesting is I was talking to True Geordie, and Brian had interviewed him. Brian gets really big podcast guests on, and he was saying that Tyson Fury is such a he contradicts himself. He contradicts himself constantly. And the example that he gives is like, I could be Tyson Fury talking to you, all right, and you ask me what my favourite colour is, and then I say blue, Jake, all right, that's what it is, it's blue. Yeah, and then the conversation carries on, and Humza, you ask me, bearing in mind I've just said blue to you, and you're there, and I'm here, okay, you haven't gone anywhere, and you ask me, you said, do you know what it is, like, I like white, and Tyson Fury, yeah, I love white, it's my favourite colour. Like, he's just totally oblivious to what he's just said, to what he's just said. And I think that makes him a really interesting character, because Tyson Fury is an entertainer. That's what he is, okay? If you look at Tyson Fury's characteristics, and I've said this to a number of people in the boxing industry, is that, yes, he's a boxer, but what he does, he uses that platform to do what he truly is, and he's an entertainer. Yeah. That's what he is. He needs that adulation from the crowd. Yeah. Now, if he was alive in Gladiator times, he might not be a gladiator. He might come on for the halftime entertainment and sing them a song or something like that, because again, he loves to entertain. And you see that coming through in a number of his fights. But with that entertainment, there becomes some gaps, and could Usyk capitalise on those potential gaps? I think out of the heavyweight scene, Usyk stands one of the best chances of beating Tyson Fury. If you can compare him with other heavyweights. I don't know any other heavyweight that would come close or closer than Oleksandr Usyk, because of the skills and the capabilities that he's got. But Would Usyk win Fury? Would he? Would he win him?
I think it's a tough. Yeah, it's a tough one.
I want to say yes, then I want to say no straight away.
Yeah, like you look at Fury, the last 2 fights, the weight he put on in the way he utilised that in the fights against a man much bigger than Oleksandr Usyk. If he could do that, the same thing again against, as I say, the smaller man in Usyk, I'd be really interested to see how Usyk would even try and negate that.
Yes.
Would he stay on the back foot? Would he be dancing? Would he be counter-punching? Both of them stylistically, they've both got similar traits within their games. I think stylistically, it would make for a very, very intriguing matchup.
Brilliant. Just a shout out to Terry Flewers. Terry is the host of the Give Me Sport Football. Terry, thanks very much for that kind words. Terry, great to have you along for the live stream, brother. Much appreciated. Terry Flewers in the chat there. So, yeah, when it comes to this, okay, for example, we're watching Hrgovic versus Zank. Now, these are going for it, yeah? Like, they are, it's non-stop, and you look at them, all right? Like, none of them are ripped. None of them are what you would call aesthetically pleasing on the eye, but they've got the cardio, but they've got the stamina. Yeah, they're obviously, they're throwing massive punches and they're taking massive punches as well. My big question, my gap, and again, you might have something different here. I think if anything, I'm worried about, and I am worried because I do want AJ to win and I do want that Fury fight and I do want British boxing to be on that global level, okay, is that can AJ's stamina deliver tonight? That's the bit that I am worried about. I'm generally, and that's the thought that I've always had. It's not his commitment, it's not his confidence, it's his stamina. And that thing where we talked about before, if he goes for 3 rounds, 4 rounds, and he goes all out with the dog, and my brain just keeps coming back. Has his body got the energy system that if he can't get Usyk out of there, and it'll be interesting because you can do patterned attacks and patterned defenses where it's like a structured approach to attack and then defend and relax, and attack and then defend and relax. And I'm sure obviously these guys will be aware of that. But when you're in the ring, when you're in the moment, when you see that opportunity and you get that little bit excited, your cerebral system gets you aroused, and you can almost, if you see your opponent wounded, everything sparks off and you boom and you go. I just think that's his Achilles heel. It's the stamina of AJ that I think will, if anything lets him down tonight, that's got to be up there. What do you think?
Yeah. How much do you think that's affected then as well if his heart or his head goes? Does that then affect his stamina? If he's coming in the 8th round thinking, I'm 8 rounds down here, I'm struggling, I've not got a plan. Do you think that, or do you know, as I say, you're a man of the mind, can that then affect his physicality and his stamina almost decrease more rapidly because in his head, he's thinking,
mate, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're generally right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think you can or you think you can't, you're generally right. Now, when we are watching a fight, okay, and this is what I'm really interested in, you will see the body language again. So that's my background. That's what I've got the YouTube channel for, though it's just a little, a little part of my job. Is that when you see somebody look like they quit, all right, you've got to understand, think, feel, act. Okay, the viewers at home, think about this, all right? You think in a certain way about something. In fact, do it. When was the last time you were really excited? All right, might have been going out on, might have been going out tonight. Might have been knowing that Believing Bruce is running this live stream. Oh, I can't wait. I'll put some aftershave on. I'll jump on the settee and I'll see Believing Bruce there. All right. But if you are thinking positive about something, okay, there's generally a good feeling that comes with it. Yeah. That positive thought, that good feeling results in a higher performing version of you. Think about it when you've looked at something in a negative way, okay? This is terrible, this is shit, I can't be arsed, etc., all right? Then that produces different feelings, all right? Then those negative thoughts and those negative feelings produce that negative version of you. So to answer your question, Jake, is that the moment you think I quit, you start accessing different energy systems. You stop producing the energy that you've been doing. And that's when you can see someone looks like they've given up. It's because they have. Yeah. All right? It's because they have. So when forget AJ, if anybody says to themselves, I give up, I give up, then immediately there's different hormones and energy systems that come out and come to play and reduce and stop. Yep. That when you get hit, it hurts more. You become lethargic. Humza, you've probably been in the ring, all right? And you've probably felt that. If someone's been giving you a right arse whooping, it's hard to take. And if you lose that mind, if you lose that resilience, that robustness, that ability to then, mentally, cerebrally get yourself through that process, you've given up. And the moment you start giving up, well, That's what you've done.
Yeah.
That's what you've done. And you see that in the way. Now, it's interesting when people say, I don't quit, boxers shouldn't quit, fighters shouldn't quit, all the, you know, all this type of narrative that I think is actually quite unhelpful. I understand what people are trying to get at,
Yeah.
but it's not specific enough. I think that what we've got here is that when you quit, all right, and you see boxers, for example, Daniel Dubois. Yeah, Daniel Dubois got a whole load of heat when Joe Joyce, eye socket, took the knee. No, I'm going to fight another day. And you say, well, you know, I think it's the uneducated, the naive. Yeah, you know, that mentality is when people I want you to go out on your shield. That's what, you know, that's what the phraseology is. I want you to go out on your shield. But you see fighters, okay, who might not quit and wave the hands up to say, like, this is not for me, but they stop defending themselves. Because what they're wanting is they're wanting that punch to come in that gives them that way out. And you'll see that, and you'll see that's, you know, what occurs. So the mind is so important. It's what I train, it's called critical moment control. Like, you know, people say, quitting's not an option. Quitting is the easiest. It's always there. You can always push that red button and stop. You can always say this isn't for me. Yep. Quitting is the easiest option to take at any given time. All right.
To that point, have we seen Joshua do it before in the first Ruiz fight?
No. Now this is interesting. Again, if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. All right, I've got thick skin, I can take it. But what happened in the Ruiz fight is Joshua's cerebral system, the central nervous system, the system that controls his muscles, was destroyed. Yeah, was destroyed. And you can see it clearly, okay? And I actually done a body language analysis on this. There is in the third round when Joshua gets hit and you can see his legs go straight away. He does the, I mean, I used to think Amir Khan was the best at that. I've never laughed at, you know, like Amir Khan was the best description of when you get on the head and the legs go, like him and David Price were just brilliant. There's just not a better example of those, you know, than those two pair, that pair of David Price and Amir Khan. But what happened with Joshua is like his mind had gone, not like a negative, I want to quit. This wasn't connecting with the rest of it.
Just scrambled.
Just scrambled. Concussion, the messages weren't passing. You know, and it's true, it's when you hear the legs have gone. Yeah. What that really means is when the brain's trying to pass those messages like, I want you to move, I want you to do this, I want you to move here, I want you to shuffle, even just take a step back. Like the brain sends it, but it's scrambled and it doesn't actually land with the muscles that it needs to do.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened with Anthony Joshua. And again, if you want to go and have a look at the first Ruiz fight, all right? Look at when Anthony Joshua goes down and there's just a microsecond before the camera moves. Watch Anthony Joshua at either his right or his left knee, okay? He's on the canvas, he turns around towards the referee, he puts his fist on the floor, and as he tries to bring his leg up, his leg twitches.
Right.
His leg twitches. That's all I need. Again, have a look at it now, all right? His leg twitches. That I knew in that moment then, I put it on my video, is that his legs were gone. Because his leg twitched. That was his brain saying, hey, where's my leg gone?
Yeah.
It wasn't he was putting his leg, he went to try and put his leg down, but his leg twitched. Yeah, it's a bit like when people have epilepsy. Like the brain sending signals and the muscle can't keep up. Yeah, it's not as extreme as that, but it's the same type of principle, it's the same type of process. It's like, I want to send a message, but there's too many messages going out. Anthony Joshua's legs went in that third round and he never, ever recovered from that. And again, because he couldn't recover from that, Andy Ruiz was just carte blanche hitting him where he was.
Yeah.
And then even when he went back to the corner, remember those infamous words to Rob McCracken? What's happened?
Yeah.
He genuinely didn't know what had gone on. That's what happens when they scramble. That's very different from somebody quitting. That's very different from someone saying mentally, I've had enough here, I do not want to be here, no mas.
See, that's interesting because I think he faced a lot of backlash as well online after that from people not as well informed as yourself who thought maybe Joshua's just quit here. So it's really interesting to hear that the difference in it as opposed to
for sure.
what a lot of people thought, because that was instantly then on social media, oh, you're quitting that, oh, like, yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah.
And it wasn't a choice. It was not his choice to quit.
Yeah.
It was taken away from him. Yeah, it was taken away from him. Like that fight with Zab Judah. When you see Zab Judah and he's wobbling all over the ring. Yeah, like the sort of millions of clips on that on YouTube and social media about 10, 15 years ago, I think it was. But Zab Judah got caught. The referee waved it off. But like he was with it, but his brain couldn't send the messages to the body correctly.
Yeah.
Hence, he looked like Torval and Dean going all over the ring. Yeah, he was dancing just without a partner. Do you know what I mean? He was like that. He was dancing without a partner. And then that's what happened with Abjuda. So he didn't want to wobble around the ring. Yeah, he didn't. It just happened. And that's when you see a lot of fighters, in fact, all fighters, where you've got the sort of big, punches come in or the kicks come in, if you're, MMA, and there's just an inability to stand up.
Yeah.
At that point there, just hold on, brothers and sisters, because your body's not going to be able to do anything. And I also think that's a really interesting aspect, is that when it comes to fighting, ego can be good, but it can be very detrimental as well.
Yeah.
And what you find with a lot of fighters is that when they get hurt, when they get tagged, when they get...
speaking of getting tagged.
Was at the end of the round there, was it?
Yes, saved totally
See,
by
they are throwing, Zhang is throwing some absolute bangers here. Govic he is saying to himself mentally, I am here.
Yeah.
I am ready for this. Yeah, give me what you've got.
You couldn't have timed that much better.
That was good, man.
Shoulder.
That was good. But I think when you've got a fighter who actually gets hit and gets cerebrally disorientated and the messages aren't being sent like they should be sent, then there is an issue. Yeah, and it's not the fighter's choice to then come out there. One of the things I've just said there about fighters where they could potentially harm themselves more, every decision you take should be to win the performance, right?
Yeah.
So if it's a fighter, if it's, if you're a runner, if you're working in an office, whatever it is, it's like, is my decisions in the moment right now specific enough and effective enough that it's going to give me the best chance of winning the performance? That is the question that we always ask when it comes to performance psychology, all right? Then what you've got to look at is like, a fight is, the way that I win the performance is to win the fight. That either comes through stopping my opponent, knocking them out, TKO, KO, whatever it is, or winning on points, yeah? Any of those other options are good because that means you win and they lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens in fights is that when someone's hurt, when someone's disorientated, or even when the ego is wounded, yeah, even when the ego is wounded, what can happen is that they'll forget the game plan. They'll forget to box. And when you're cerebrally disorientated, when you've taken a big shot and your legs have gone, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on for dear life. It doesn't even matter if the referee takes points off you, but please don't come out swinging. Please do not come out swinging because your body can't take another punch. Yeah, and that's where a lot of fighters let themselves down. In that critical moment, the decision-making process that they've gone through, and they haven't drilled it, they haven't practiced it, they haven't become aware of it enough that they can actually make that decision. When the legs have gone, you'll see them start throwing punches. No, hold on, cuddle him. Like, grab his legs, do whatever it is to give you enough time to... Like, that round's gone.
Yeah.
Let the round go. Even take 2 points if it, if it's what causes you to help to regain your senses so that you can then fight the following rounds in a more capable manner. That's really what you need to do. But do fighters do that? No, they just come out swinging from the hips. Humza, what have you done before? Have you been in that situation?
I have been, yep. And to be honest with you, it's more of when you're in that position, how much heart are you showing? When you always say, oh, this fighter, he's showing a lot of heart, like how you were talking about Amir Khan before. Yes. Whenever he used to get caught, that was exactly what he started doing. And I feel like that's where when you hear people say now, oh, he was a very good fighter, but his heart was on a different scale. Yeah. I feel like that was given to him because of the battles that he had. Them toe-to-toe exchanges when he had been getting caught. But I see what you mean as when what Amir Khan never done is what he never done with clinching and everything is the way to go forward, to be honest with you. And that's what I'm trying to really up my game in as well. When you're in them close exchanges, rather grabbing on and holding on than just taking extra shots for no reason.
And I think that's what Joshua might end up doing tonight. I think that's what he might need to do tonight.
But Joshua, it's more about biting that gum shield and keeping his hand positions in a position where he can throw fast and get them back into his defence for Usyk's counter punches to come back at him. And a lot of footwork as well, which Joshua's going to have to be putting an impact on as well.
Great, most definitely. First, are you ready to bring up the Blockasset information. Cool. Obviously, so this today it's been sponsored by Blockasset. By Blockasset. All right. I'm even on the water here. I'm not even on the beer tonight. Yeah. By Blockasset. They are kind enough to sponsor this. That allows us to bring you on this channel, Give Me Sport, YouTube and Facebook. So here's a little bit of background about what Blockasset is and how you can get involved in it. Tonight's live stream is powered by Blockasset, an athlete-verified sports NFT platform with over 50 elite athletes on its ever-growing roster, including world heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk, and some sporting legends including Wayne Rooney, Jonah Lomu, and Muhammad Ali. Blockasset uses Web3 technology to bring sports fans as close to their heroes as possible, and have sold out all of their previous NFT collections, including their Legends series, whilst UFC fans will be aware, of course you will be, of their record-breaking Smash Bro series.
Let's go!
Holders of Blockasset NFTs enjoy a multitude of utilities and benefits. This week, they sold out a collection of the world's first performance-based digital trading cards, alongside UFC athlete Leon Edwards, with holders receiving rewards whenever Edwards wins. Selected Blockasset NFTs also emit asset tokens, which can be used on the Blockasset Blaze platform in exchange for the chance to win exclusive items and experiences such as personal training sessions with elite athletes, signed memorabilia and merchandise. If you're undecided on NFTs but into digital currencies, then Blockasset's Block token is worth checking out. Block can also be used on the Blaze platform, with previous items such as a private training session with Khamzat Chimaev and Darren Till and signed Usyk boxing gloves being awarded to Block. In the build-up to tonight's fight, Blockasset has been working with Usyk to help raise funds for Oleksandr's charitable initiative, the Usyk Foundation, to support humanitarian efforts in Ukraine. Usyk's collection consists of a limited run of 2,000 items designed by world-renowned artist Dozbrak and is currently very close to selling out. Securing your Usyk NFT is really easy, with a number of options such as PayPal, credit and debit cards, and USDC available as payment methods. So, if you're interested in learning more, head to usyk.blockasset.co now.
Give him the respect, and if he wins, which we believe he will, give him the respect as an all-time great. If you beat the pound-for-pound number one, I'm not saying you always go to pound-for-pound number one, Bivol a good example of that, but you're right up there on the pound-for-pound list. And his resume, the ability to just keep taking his chance to fight the top lights of the division, I don't know what else you want.
I'm going to come out, ding, 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 round one. Good defense, thinking positive. Step forward, boom, boom. 1, 2, Usyk drops, becomes 3-time champion of the world in Saudi Arabia. Life is good.
He can win the fight on points, but I want him to knock Oleksandr Usyk's spark out, because I don't want any mucking around. I want a nice clean stoppage where we can all dive in the ring, celebrate, going with all the belts. That's what we want. And it's well doable. It's a very tough challenge. This isn't the Andy Ruiz rematch. This is another level, this fight. This is a pound for pound #1. If Fury never fights again, then I wish that the WBC was on the line this week. But I would much rather AJ beat Fury for the undisputed. So we'll see what happens.
We've been chasing that fight, but the man's talented. He's done well for himself, and I'm sure that he'll fight 100%. I believe it in my heart. We'll fight because it's one for the fans. The fans demand it.
Yeah.
You demand it.
Yeah.
I demand it. It has to happen. It's up to me at the end of the day, not to anyone else what I do in my career.
Thanks, guys.
You know what I mean? I think it's more of a personal decision what I do in my career.
Thanks, guys.
It's interesting because like the physique of a heavyweight is always looked at as how they're kind of training, but heavyweights are heavyweights because we are big, some are trim, but within myself, I feel good, I feel healthy, my mind's good, so yeah, that's what matters, right? We here. That's the champ there. That's the champ right there, so.
Absolutely. This fight. We have got, it's round 12 of 12. Hrgovic versus Zhang. They are, man. Oh!
What a shot.
They are just, sorry, we're going to go from the technical stuff now. We're just getting into this fight here. There we, oh! That is a huge, right, he is just, that is bad intentions, man. That is bad intentions. Both of them are knackered, both of them are still, see this here, this is where you talk about biting down the gum shield.
Aye.
This is where your mind has got to do it. I'll explain. Ask me to explain about the Gymshark moment in a bit, all right?
Right,
I'll
yeah.
explain it. All other fitness brands are available as well. But yeah, we've got two big guys.
I feel like Hrgovic knows he's possibly behind on the scorecards and needs either a
Yeah.
stoppage or at least a knockdown.
This is absolutely, this is what people tune in for.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what people tune in for. The knockout, the dopamine, the excitement, the adrenaline. Oh, big right hand straight on the channel.
Or if not the knockout, this.
Yeah.
12 rounds
Back and forward.
of two big lads
back and
just
forward.
knocking hell out of each other.
Yeah. Is it capable, you know when you had Hagler Hearns that round 1?
Yeah.
Is it capable for two fighters to do that over 12 rounds?
No.
No. But you would pay more than the 26.95, wouldn't you, to watch it? Yeah, you would, man. Absolutely, that's what it's good. Yeah, so we've got 18, 17, we've got 15 seconds left in this in the last round of this heavyweight bout, and then we're going to get Anthony Joshua versus Usyk. Then we're going to get the fight that we are here to see.
I think there's a very, very interested Derek Chisora sitting just ringside there as well.
Has he still got his costume on?
He had his
What about
United Kingdom flag over his face before.
Yeah, that's been a cracking fight.
How do you think this took that one?
It swung. It swung. I thought Zhang was winning early on. I thought Hrgovic has come back into it. But both of them, you see, that stuff there needs applauded. You've got both warriors there putting it all on the line. Sorry, so we're talking about the Gymshark moment or any other fitness brand, right? So imagine you're at the gym. Yeah, imagine you're at the gym. Now this wouldn't happen to me, okay, because I'm happily married to Kelly. Hey, at home, how are you doing? All right, but I'm just talking about other guys. All right, other guys, they might fall foul of this. So imagine you're at the gym and you're on the bench press. All right, you're on the bench press, or you're on any, you're doing anything, and you're absolutely knackered. All right, so you turn around to me, Bruce, I can't do any more. All right, Ruiz does this on a regular basis to me. Bruce, I'm knackered, I can't do it anymore, right?
Still pushing them out like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, and then there's like a point where you convince yourself you're absolutely tired.
Aye.
Yeah, you're absolutely tired. So imagine you're just about to do your, all right, take it. And then in the side of your eye, okay, what you see is three, I don't know why I'm using three, because I'm greedy, all right? And again, at home, roll with it, you'll understand what I'm saying here. Is that there's three attractive females come in that lycra gear, right, on the bench next to you. Yeah. Now, you didn't just eat a banana. You didn't just get some creatine monohydrate into you. You didn't have some pre-workout. In that second, you wanted to keep going because your brain started thinking differently. Yeah. Because there's a why there. So it's what we call the why, right? So when you've got those three attractive ladies next to you, all of a sudden you get 2 or 3 more reps out. You were just telling me you were knackered. Scream, Bruce, take the bar. Take the bar. Yeah, that's what you do. Take the bar. And then, where did that energy come from, though?
Yeah.
Where did that extra energy come from? Yeah. It's your thought process. You tapped into energy that was already there. What wasn't there was your mind. Your mind wasn't present. That's what we talk about critical moment decision. That's what I talk about with the athletes that I work with. You've got to prepare for those moments of self-doubt. You've got to prepare for those moments of negative talk because they will occur.
Yeah.
They absolutely will occur 100%. And if you're not ready for those moments, that's often when you can make the wrong decision that you look back and think, I could have done something different right then. Yeah, I could have done something different right then. Get in the comments, let me know below. I'm just going to start responding to some of these here. Is that where you've got the... Oh, here we go. Who actually won this? 2 seconds, we'll come back to that chat in a second. David Diamante.
I think Hirovic took it from me, like.
And you say Derek DeJour wants the winner of this, is that right? 114, 113. That's close. Cali Sauerland's getting hyper there. Oof. Oh!
Just took them.
Filip Hrgović takes that win. Very close.
It was obviously
Very close.
Sort of chatting throughout, we've been dipping in and out of this one, but it certainly looked like a fight that Zhang started very positively. There's boos in the arena there as well. We can hear. I wonder. Obviously, we've not been able to sit and watch this fight properly.
Yeah.
You've seen the disappointment from Zhang's team the second that was announced.
Yeah, for sure. But I can understand it. I can understand it, all right? There's some horrific decisions that get made out there, right? Some horrific decisions that get made out where, like, the whole... Talk about Jack Catterall versus Josh Taylor.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, first of all, okay, was that decision as bad as everybody made out?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I didn't even finish my sentence here. I didn't even finish my sentence here, yeah. But, like, was it as bad as everybody made out? Because, you know, people make a good point, is that there's a narrative that's by the commentators that sometimes pull you in more to what you may be feeling, and then you start going along with it, all right? And I think those type of decisions could at least be questioned, yeah, when there did seem to be such a... I remember watching Ted Cheeseman and Scott Fitzgerald at Newcastle, yeah. I did not understand how Scott Fitzgerald won that fight. And I was ringside watching it. Ted Cheeseman won that absolutely hands down. And for those scores to come out for Scott Fitzgerald, I could understand why Ted Cheeseman was like, I've got no idea. Like, he actually stormed out the ring.
Yeah.
That was something like that. That was something like the Jack Catterall, Josh Taylor fight. That there, I think you could argue for either way. And you could, like, yes, be disappointed, but I don't think it was a robbery. What do you reckon?
It's a hard one to say because we haven't sat and been able to watch it. Certainly, glancing over, Hrgović looked to finish the stronger of the... Look, boxing and judging, the debate on that's a sort of live stream in itself, isn't it? But when all three judges are so close the way that they were there, I think you've got to wonder, is there certain bits that we've missed during that? What do you think that, Hamza?
I think Hirovic took that for me, from what I watched. Just clean out with the straight shots out of the two, especially with them being the same kind of range and height. Them shots, whoever gets the better of them combinations, especially with the straight shots, the judge tends to go on their score on their side.
As a lad with obviously dreams to go on and win these world titles, as I've just said there, judging and boxing is something that's very, very hotly disputed. For you, as a young up-and-coming fighter, how much do you worry about, especially local shows at the minute? I'm sure you'll be fighting all over the country, fighting in lads' backyards. How much do you worry if it does go to a decision about judges?
For me, personally, I know with amateur boxing, there are decisions where you get robbed. It's like, you got to get on with the next bout. But when it's actually, when it comes to the judges, you have that feeling already where you kind of like, have I done enough or not? And then sometimes you just get them 50-50 fights where you've just got your head down, and then when the ref's got your hand up, you're buzzing. But I feel like with amateur judging, it's much different from the professional side, because with the pros, it's a different ball game. You see, it's like table and table tennis, tennis and table tennis. Sorry. With amateur boxing, it's a fast-paced fight where the judges are looking for how's head snapping back more and how looks like the body shapes out of their portion. Whereas with the professional boxers, it's about who's taking them out, who's taking them in the deep end in the later rounds.
And I think we've got to say here as well is that on the, as well as watching the Usyk versus Joshua fight, we will be back live at 2:30 in the morning to watch Edwards try, please, come on, take Usman's belt away from him. So if you're into the UFC and you want to come along to the watch along as well, we will be live on GiveMeSport's YouTube channel and Facebook at 2:30. We'll have the full, I'm really excited for the Aldo fight there as well. He's just a, you got Rockhold, you know, what's Rockhold got left? You've got Costa's final fight, and then you've got, you know, Edwards versus what could be one of the greats.
I believe the first time in UFC history, two fighters on a 10 unbeaten streak will meet in the octagon. Of course, the two have fought before, Usman getting the decision that first time in a very, very, very wrestle-heavy affair.
Yeah.
Leon Edwards has changed dramatically since then. Usman has just been destroying the who's who. Coming off the back, of course, that massive win against Masvidal, knocking him out that viral moment. It's such an interesting fight. Who's changed more? Will Rocky try and wrestle? Will Rocky try and strike? Will Usman just keep cruising the way that he is? It's going to be an incredible night.
Usman's like so powerful, so powerful. And that's it. So yes, you know, Rocky has had those extra 5-6 years, whatever it's been in between the two. So is Usman.
Yeah.
And again, so is Usman. And Usman, like, is it just unlucky for Edwards that he's up against Usman? That's the thing. And, you know, if you're from the UK, of course you want his story, you know, coming from Jamaica, coming to Birmingham, doing what he's done, taking the knocks on a lovely, lovely streak at the moment, as he got it. But, again, if you're interested in the UFC, 2:30, we will be live, myself, Jake, two new guests as well, to see, hopefully, Rocky Edwards take Usman's belt away from him. So, this is what's coming up. Anthony Joshua. Can Anthony... All the chat's about, can Anthony Joshua do it? Yeah. Most of the chat is not about Usyk.
No.
Yeah, we know what Usyk's capable of. We know how good he is. The question is, how good can Anthony Joshua be now compared to his last fight? What do you think he done wrong in the last fight?
Oh, I don't know if it's what he done wrong or it was just such a differentiate between himself and Usyk's skill level in that. And that's why I worry for Joshua tonight. That's why I worry Joshua won't have the capability to beat Usyk. Of course, what's going on in Usyk's native country as well, being allowed to leave, he was out there serving and now he's allowed to fight. Mentally, again, you've got to think, he's carrying the weight of our country on his shoulders tonight. He knows, not what a difference, of course, but to have that positive news to go back that one of the greatest sportsmen in your country is still. I wonder how much that's weighing on his mind as well, because he's been on that front line, he's been serving.
Yeah, for sure.
And now coming into a fight camp, there's so many factors at play tonight. I can't wait. And you've got to think, what, ring walks now? 10 minutes time or so?
Yeah.
And we're going to see exactly what we're in for.
So, has Usyk actually been on the front line? Has he been on the front line?
Judging by the photos, but of course, you don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Isn't it a bit like what Hunger Games, where they take Katniss Everdeen and like they sort of put out with the PR company and you know they've got to do the Instagram shots and all this type of stuff. It's like, has he been doing? I just can't see Usyk of such a high value to not like the country, but his own ability. And again, yes, you know the situation across there might dictate it, but I've just got this vision of him being like a PR campaign, and quite rightly so, for the Ukrainian armed forces, of him like being, you know, maybe he's near the front line, but like everybody just put your guns down for a second and come and watch Oleksandr Usyk catch 4 coins in the trench, or do you know what I mean? Do his little dance or something like this. It's like, has he really been on the front line? And if so, how much has that affected his mindset? Because if you're seeing those things on the front line again, Amax armed forces, RAF, Afghanistan, Iraq, I've been there. It's like you do ponder over stuff like that. Now that could, you know, when I talked about that inverted U before, yeah, when I talked about you can either be not stressed enough, or you can be too stressed, or you can be in your sweet spot. that could arouse him enough to be. Looking at what Usyk was like as a fighter, I don't believe he needed any extra motivation because his career said he didn't. Yeah. Now that could give him an extra bit that he might not already need, but it's just that, you know, it could be that extra resilience, could be that extra get up and go. It could be that, you know, that little piece in the jigsaw that possibly makes him perfect. Yeah. Yeah, possibly makes him perfect. But then, is it too much weighing on his shoulders? Is it too much of an expectation? Is he carrying too much himself that could actually push him out of his sweet spot into that area here? We're watching the champ there. He's an interesting character, isn't he?
He is. I'm not too sure about that haircut, but yeah, almost like a Jiru Puraka for the MMA fans, of course, rocking that samurai-esque sort of cut. But we're so close to this now. I went, lads. Final predictions.
With Usyk, when it's time to go, it's time to go. You can tell in his eyes, he's ready to battle.
I think for me, what I'll be interested in is Anthony Joshua's ring walk. Anthony Joshua's ring walk. Again, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, what do you think about the last ring walk? What do you think that it actually, you know, was it normal? There was a lot of feedback given to, there was a lot of feedback given where you've got potentially Anthony almost presented himself on that ring walk to the ring as if he had won it already. He was stopping for selfies, he was fist bumping people, he was giving granny kisses. I'm not sure if he's giving granny kisses, by the way. I just thought I'd add that for sort of comedic effect. But it was a very uncommon ring walk. Yeah. What was your take on it?
It was very, very strange, but that whole night was very strange, wasn't it? It was... I'm really interested. I know you've done a video on your YouTube channel after the first... When the fight was announced and they were in Saudi and they had the first face-off, and Joshua looking away first. And what did you make of yesterday's face-off?
What, the one where he's talking about the body shot?
Yeah, the last time they faced off before they'll meet in the ring. What did you take anything from that?
Do you know what? They're both professionals. They're both fighters. They've both been here 100 times before. As in, like, you know, they are fighters. Yeah. That's what it is. You know, they're fighters. But you don't do anything without thinking about it. Yeah, you don't do anything without thinking about it. So the reason why Anthony chose to present something there or say something there, there's obviously intention behind it, or he would not have done it. Yeah. Now, it seems a very strange, triggering thing to say. How was your body shot? Have you recovered? Stay strong. Yeah. He maybe look back and say, I wish I'd learned to say that in, you know, Usyk's native tongue. But the fact is that he did say that here. We've got Joshua, the poster coming up here. I can't wait till this gets under. I will really be seeing, is there any deviation? Because this is what you look for when it comes to behavioural psychology, right? Is there a deviation from what went before? Yeah.
As in from his previous ring walk?
Yes, yes. Is there a deviation? Because AJ is usually relaxed when he comes out. You know, like even when the fight against Klitschko, he come on, you know, the board with the AJ and the fireworks on and stuff like that, and he give himself like a little boogie or whatever it was. He always seems relaxed. There's Frank Smith from Matchroom there, so I'm taking it, it's not going to be long until AJ comes out. But is there a deviation? Because when you change something, there's a reason for changing it. Yeah, there's a reason for changing it. And that's what I'm going to be looking for first and foremost. When it comes to the mind of Anthony Joshua, what is actually going on there? What thoughts has he had? What preparation's gone on? Yeah, what is the plan? What's the game plan? Here we go. Yeah, it's ready. Here we've got AJ coming. Yeah, AJ has entered the arena. Come on, son!
He's got the fire in his eyes, like 100%.
Let's look for that deviation. Again, it must be interesting when you're walking out to that. But let's not forget, this is not the first time either fighter has walked out to the cauldron. Yeah, they've been there.
Oh,
Humzan, please you're a boxer because you've got no chance at Britain's Got Talent. Yeah, he's coming. He does look. But let's see what he's like when he comes out.
Composed, black vest, Under Armour JD. Yeah. Voice of the ring here, Michael Buffer.
Making his way to the ring. AJ Anthony Joshua, let's have it.
How funny does that sound though? The challenger.
Yeah.
It's just a strange one, so like.
Yeah, man. little bit of a promo playing here. For those that obviously can't see, you haven't got the fight on, as well as listen to us commentate.
I'm so intrigued to see how Anthony Joshua comes out. Yeah, these first 2-3 rounds I think are so important for him.
Yeah. And again, I'm looking at the deviation in the ring walk when it starts. Actually, the only thing that matters is when that bell goes.
Yeah.
Now, yes, that cerebral positioning can help you in that fight. But can you perform when the bell goes? That's the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter what you say in the press conference. It can help. You know, we talk. Mike Tyson talks about skullduggery. Yeah. If you can introduce chronic stress by finding the triggers of your opponent, then, you know, and you can do it time and time again. Conor McGregor, we'll talk about that later on. Aldo's fighting tonight. Again, Conor McGregor didn't win that fight. He did, but Aldo lost it by cerebrally getting too much involved and stressing himself out and becoming irritated and frustrated. Not enough people, I believe, focus on the mental game. You know, like, have I got under your skin? That's actually real. If you can irritate, if you can frustrate, if you can get your opponent to bite and get them to ruminate, then you potentially deviate their, or you know, reduce their potential to perform.
It kind of already shows who's dictating the pace in the ring when you get under the skin. Do you know what I mean?
It's a huge game. You know, Mike Tyson says most people will beat before he even threw his first punch, and there's some truth to that. Good. Yeah, there's some truth to that.
Oh. Here we go.
This is a very strange ring walk setup. It looks as though, you know, you're in some type of high-end changing rooms. Do you know what I mean? Some high-end changing rooms. Yeah, somebody telling you you can only take 5 items in. Here we go. The rage on the Red Sea. Oleksandr Usyk versus Anthony Joshua 2. We're just about to see the ring walk coming from Joshua. Will there be a deviation? Will he be the same relaxed Joshua? We're about to find out.
If he's not, what do you take from that then, Bruce?
He's changed something, and he's changed something for a reason. That's the only thing you can take, is that if there's a deviation from the baseline normal, what we've experienced before, the only thing you can take is it's different. Anything else would be an inference. Everything else would be made up. Right. Yeah. But what you can definitely do is if there's a difference between how he usually comes out. Remember, he's very relaxed on a number of fights, not just the one before. So if there's a different look about him, there's a reason. Now, he could be playing that narrative through his head. I need to look, and it could be one end of the spectrum. I got so much stick last time, I need to look like I'm angry. And honestly, that could be a thing.
And he certainly does.
But I think he's very confident in his own abilities. Here we go. AJ is now walking to the ring. The moment of truth.
He's ready for business, like.
Yeah, he still seems relatively relaxed here, coming out, arms swinging, gloves gently tapping together in front of him as he's making the walk.
That's a bit of a habit that he's got as well. You'll see him when he comes in the press conference, he sort of swings his arms. Yeah, he swings his arms. That's a bit of a pacifying behaviour. Notice there's no fireworks. There's no flames. There's no touching anybody. A 180 degrees deviation from what AJ done last time. Now, that could be helpful, it might not be helpful. Yeah, that could be helpful, it might not be helpful. That inverted U, how aroused is he, how stressed is he, what narratives is going on inside his head. But I'm sure you'll agree, that wasn't the usual AJ walk.
No, not at all.
That was boom, straight to the ring.
That shows you that he's focused. He's focused.
But does it? Or does it just show you that he walks straight to the ring?
I reckon.
Because you're interpreting that as he's focused.
True.
Yeah. What we do know factually is there's a deviation there.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. There's a reason for that. Let's see if it's helpful or not. Here comes Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk. I just love his look. I love his look. He looks like, you know, all of the baddies from James Bond just rolled up into one.
Yeah. Coming out with his colours of freedom t-shirt, of course, in the colours of his native Ukraine. White body warmer. And about to make the walk. If we had to say then now, lads, just before we get right into the action, what's our final predictions?
I think on the data that we've got, on the data that we've got so far, you would have to go with Usyk. You have to. All right, that's what the numbers tell us. That's what the numbers tell us. That's not to say the numbers change tonight. Yeah, if Joshua produces something like he hasn't produced before, the numbers change. I hope that it does. Come on! I hope that it does, man. It's just like, to get the... And again, I am an AJ fan. I'm an AJ supporter. But I'm more of a fan of AJ versus Fury. That's where my intention is. Yeah, Jake, what about yourself?
I'm going Usyk in 10. I've said it from the start. I'm not
Usyk
gonna
in
change
10?
it now.
My God, how vague can you be?
Sitting on the fence.
Talking about backing you
No,
up.
mate, honestly, Usyk's going to win. But like Usyk at 10, I think Usyk could potentially win by 6.
Yeah?
Yeah. If Joshua does what you'll see he's going to do and comes out and throws the dog at him, but I think it's Joshua's stamina levels that could potentially let him down, not necessarily Usyk winning the fight.
Yeah.
I do think that. Humza, what about you?
I'm gonna go for Usyk points.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think that's a worst possible outcome for Joshua as well. And Usyk points at twice then.
Yeah.
Obviously it's different if it's 7 rounds to 5. But if it's a whitewash again,
Aye.
I do think that's a terrible, terrible result for Anthony Joshua. Here we go, just the promo video finishing here on this pay-per-view. Usyk poised, stand at the end of...
He looks much bigger than last time. How much more weight has he put on
4
this time
kilo, I
around?
believe it was. It wasn't a huge amount. They were talking upwards of like 15 during the week from just photos. Usyk hadn't said anything. It was just the media got hold of it, and all of a sudden he was going to be like 35 pounds heavier. I think he came in 4 kilo heavier, but
Aye.
We've got some comments coming in from the chat on Facebook. So we've got Ricky Murray reckons Usyk is going to win by knockout in round 7. Paul Coombs again sitting on the fence. Paul Usyk round 4 or round 8. What else we've got here? Joshua round 6 wins. Abdul Aziz Kawaju is saying Joshua wins by knockout as well. So again, I think by looking at the comments here, there's a lot of people probably feeling exactly how we're going to feel.
Yeah.
It's just, Joshua, yes, you could. It's like, it's there, but it's not as, you don't feel as safe saying Joshua will win as you feel as safe saying Usyk will win.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there. So Oleksandr Usyk in the corner there.
lovely flashing white body warmer there, nice some red LEDs on the side of that.
He hasn't actually put it down this time, but last time when he walked out of the Tottenham Stadium, he had this mask on. Did you see it?
Look, there's what, 2 stone between them, 4-inch reach advantage to AJ.
19 fights to 26 fights. I didn't realise that.
Mad. Same year. The debut was on the same year as well.
Here we go, Michael Buffer.
What a voice! Him and his stepbrother Bruce, both of course top of the game in the team.
Mate, I got a when I was down at UFC London. So I was front row down at UFC London. That's right, you heard us right. But I took a video of when the fighters were coming to the cage, but Bruce Buffer was warming up as if he was a fighter. Mate, he was doing all the stuff with his hips, with his arms. He was warming up his jaw. I've got to put that on TikTok. That would be brilliant. Real that. Fantastic. There's AJ in the corner there.
The national anthem.
Oh, the national anthems suck, man. Like, are they really needed? Like, honestly, are they? I mean, yeah, I get it. You know, we're patriotic. But just give us the fight, is what I'm really saying.
Yeah.
Give me the fight. I would love to be, you know, just a fly in. This is going to sound wrong, okay? But in Eddie Hearn's pants now, because his bum must be giving it that. He's the biggest star.
Yeah.
He's the biggest star. For me, bigger than, obviously, I know the zone of saying Triple G, etc. But for Britain,
Heavyweight,
for
especially.
Matchroom,
I bet DAZN feeling pretty shaky as well. Just signed an exclusive deal, a
Mate.
huge deal with Joshua.
Yeah.
After this fight, if
Yeah.
he doesn't win this.
it's been interesting how Sky won the purse bids as well.
I thought that was a great move from Sky. That was
Yeah.
you're leaving us, but watch this.
Yeah. You thought we were done. You thought we were done. You thought it was all over. Not now. Not now. There's Usyk.
Even
All
that.
the belt. Joshua's pacing backwards and forwards. Pacing backwards and forwards. It reminds us of a bit where, although it was still, you know, where Mike Tyson fought, or what was the guy called? a black-haired fella just come out of prison, Peter, and he's in front of him, and you just see Tyson's eyes watching him go backwards and forwards like that. Yeah. Peter McNeely.
Yes.
Peter McNeely it was. Yeah, Tyson's eyes just follow him.
You wonder even this for Usyk.
What's that?
Is war-torn, war-stricken country, and it's the national anthem of the country being blared out. You've got to wonder where his mind goes at this point.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And I hope it's being played on the front line, and I hope they've got the speakers on, and I hope, you know, it's given that morale to his countrymen and countrywomen. The first minute or so, man, oh, this is so interesting. This is so interesting.
Will it come out tetchy? Will it come out lots of feints to get
Yeah,
started?
man. Yeah, we will see. Because remember that first big left hand that he landed? Within the first 15, 20 seconds,
Yeah.
it was boom, straight through. Hiya, I'm here.
Popped his head back.
Yeah, popped his head back. Yeah, popped his head back. And again, is it going to be the conductor versus the orchestra? Is Usyk going to dictate him a bit like the snake charmer done the snake? And that's what Usyk done last time. Yeah. He dictated everything in that fight. The pace, the cadence, the movement.
Yeah.
It was all Joshua reacting to Usyk. Can Joshua change that?
For the viewers as well watching us, not in the pay-per-view, Michael Buffer just about to introduce both men, of course. Joshua getting the first introduction as the challenger.
Yes, AJ. There's Angel Fernandez there. Let's see what Robert Garcia's done. Let's see if the strategy, the relationship, the approach, the changes, the tweaks, are they enough? Are they correct?
Yeah.
Are they correct? And is AJ capable of doing it? That's the thing. It's like we can all look at, you know, the armchair boxers that we all are, yeah, myself included. You know, oh, hit him there, do this, do that, tweak this, tweak that. But when it's in the ring and you've got, like, it's you versus him, can you actually, has AJ got the skill set to do it? Has he got the capability to do what's needed to be done in order to win Oleksandr Usyk? My palms actually sweating, yeah. Galvanic skin responses, as we call them, yeah? Galvanic skin responses. I'm sweating.
Pavon of Puerto Rico, the referee, the man in the middle, the three judges, one from the UK, one from Ukraine, and one from the USA.
Oh, yeah. They are ready. I love this bit.
It's just...
Oh, the thousands in attendance and the millions are watching around the world. Let's get ready to rumble. Man, that must do something. My hair's tingling when he says that. Do you know what I mean?
In the comments, let us know as well. Do you think AJ has got enough to get this done tonight, or do you think this is going to be a step too far for him? 32-year-old Anthony Joshua, of course, Olympian, pacing backwards and forwards between the neutral corner and his own, and which stands as two coaches, Eddie Hearn, and the head of 258 management. Very stoked looking Anthony Joshua. Just pacing backwards and forwards. Since he's got in the ring, he has not stopped moving.
It's like he's not staying in one position because he doesn't want to be stuck in the mud. I tend to do that when my name's getting announced, like keep moving until you're about to touch gloves. You never just want to be stood still in one position.
So why is that then? Why do you feel the need to do that?
Just like your legs are not stuck to the ground, your feet. I feel like with Joshua last time, he was just stood still waiting and getting announced. And when they come to actually boxing, he had to wake up from the bottom.
It's certainly one of the things I think with the bigger fights as well, because it goes on for so long. You've got the anthems, you've got the ring walks. Yeah, you've warmed up through the back.
The pressure, the biggest thing.
Yeah, because like you've warmed up through the back, but if you're standing
look at
there
Usyk's face, man.
15, 20 minutes, you're gonna that warm up's not gonna still be as effective as it was if you went straight out and in.
100%.
Usyk now getting his introduction.
Cool as a cucumber.
He is. That's the thing with Usyk. He's something special. He is something special.
He's got like that aura about him, doesn't he? It's
Yeah.
Fighters
It's
now being
interesting.
put in the
Usyk
middle.
controls. So the two fighters are coming face to face here now. Here's the little stare off. It's all being done now, but this is where it goes. The touch gloves are back into the corner. We're waiting for the bell for round one. Let's see what happens here. Come on, AJ.
You wonder at this stage, both men, what's going through their heads. These seconds before the bell's about to ring.
Yeah.
In what's the biggest fight of their lives.
Usyk.
We're waiting.
Come on.
Bell goes and we're underway here in round one.
There's
Straight away, Usyk with the feints on the forearm. Blinding Joshua's vision.
The southpaw, slick southpaw stance of Usyk against the orthodox of Joshua.
Usyk very much uses his jab like Fury, just to paw. It's to
Kinda
keep the
get a
distance.
reaction.
Yeah, it's just to keep that prefrontal cortex, like you've just said there, Humza, the reaction of Joshua. But Joshua needs to. Joshua, the big right hand there. Don't know how much effect that had, but again he's got that conviction to throw it. Yeah. Usyk coming back with the left.
Of course, a battle for that outside foot
Yeah,
position.
yeah, most definitely.
Nice stiff jab there from Joshua.
Pushing it round. This is good. This is good from both of them, to be fair. A little bit more, I would say, a little bit more coming forward from AJ than last time.
I feel like Joshua's trying to line up a big backhand.
Yeah.
Of course, getting that lead foot on the outside as well will put that straight down the pipe for him, won't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a stopper, it's a blocker. He can't move to
Yeah.
his right when Joshua manages to get that lead foot to the outside. And I don't think enough people pay attention to how important that footwork is. Even there, Usyk getting his lead foot to the outside enabled him to get that jab off.
That's your first point to do, especially when it's orthodox against a southpaw.
Mm-hmm.
That lead front leg of
Yeah.
yours is so important to be on the outside line, so you don't fall onto a straight down the pipe backhand.
Of course, last time out as well, it was the first time Joshua had went any sort of distance with the southpaw. I believe Charles Martin was a southpaw, but that was done in, what was it, 2 or 3? You didn't really get to see much from that. The southpaws are so much more used to...
Oh, lovely right hand to the body from Joshua. Usyk comes straight back though. Looping big left hand from Usyk. So he got a reaction out of Usyk there.
Just under a minute left here in this opening round. But, Humza, we won about this before. Southpaws are a lot more comfortable boxing orthodox boxers, and orthodox boxers are
Just
southpaw.
because the amount of orthodox boxers are on, obviously, the southpaw.
Usyk is very busy with that lead hand. Very, very busy. Oh, beautiful jab by Usyk to the head of Joshua.
Lovely jab.
Oh, Joshua, 2 to the body. 2 to the body, fantastic. Combination there. Fast hands as well from Joshua, to be fair. Joshua's
Lovely.
keeping him down with the left hand, ripping that right hand up there. That's a nice little tricky one.
There's that dirty little
yeah, there's the
boxing that
dirty
he needs to be doing,
boxing.
little hand just
But the
round
referee's
there.
straight on him. The referee's straight on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Usyk. Oh,
Lovely.
see, so
Backhand.
Usyk just sets that up, and then it's that second phase attack with that backhand that he lands.
Very interesting opening first round there.
Yeah.
What's everybody taking away from it, Humza?
I think Usyk took that first round for me. That snap, his head snapping back jab, Usyk's just kept him at bay, and the footwork. You know when a lot's not going on, and during a first round like that, when a lot of punches are not getting involved, with Usyk's movement, the judges will be liking that as well because it's something. Is favouring Usyk, if you know what I mean.
He looks busier as
looks
well.
busier
He
and
looks
better.
busier. And this is what a lot of people don't focus on, is the fact that it's a performance. You know, if you don't knock your opponent out, the people who make the decision are the 3 people who you've just performed in front of. And if you can influence their thinking, like, because judges like different things, we would love to say they don't, but they do. Yeah, because they're 3 different individuals. So you've got to put on the performance that if it goes to the points, then you've done what the judges like as well. And being busier often, you know, tells them a story.
I know we touched on it before, but I think that's where now in boxing there has to be some sort of unification as to exactly a set scoring criteria.
It can't happen, mate. It's human behaviour. It's human behaviour. Like us now are looking at this fight, and we're all looking at something different because that's the nature of being human. So, you know, unless they bring in VAR or something like that, when we sort of take it to a different level. But here we're back into the second round now. Joshua coming out more aggressively, trying to put it on him.
It's interesting. Joshua is coming out more aggressive, but he's not wasting any shots.
Yeah.
He's not coming forward and like throwing caution to wind here. He's very calculated in his movements.
I tell you what he is doing. He's going down to the ground. And,
he's kind of like wanting to counter the counter.
yeah, it's an interesting strategy that Joshua's rolling out at the minute. And if you notice, Usyk's punching, but he's not punching with bad intentions neither. He's just sort of pouring, touching, almost just to keep Joshua from doing anything himself, which is what the pattern turned out into the first fight, you know.
Oh.
Joshua goes down to the left with a body shot.
Lovely.
Right hand from Joshua, beautiful.
You've got to wonder now as well if the plan from Joshua here is to work the body for the first few rounds, get them hands to drop with Usyk, and then come over the top.
Yeah. Nice looping left from Joshua there, followed up by a rapid right hand. But see, that's what I like about Usyk. He never stays still. He's always moving. Left to right. His lateral move is just phenomenal.
It's class.
And you either chase him around the ring all night, or you do something to stop that.
Yeah.
You can't, because that's what he done last time.
Punches and bunches there from Joshua. Little fine to him.
See, even the Sky commentators on about that lateral movement as well. Joshua needs to step off. Again, it's easier said than done, in order to
Kind of
prevent
closing
his
the gap.
movement. Aye.
Closing the ring off.
Yeah. Like, don't let him just walk round in circles around you.
Yeah.
You need to push him into a corner, or like do something with the movement that gets him into that corner, or that you reduce his ability to move. Because then if he's more static, you stand a better chance of hitting him.
Yep.
But Joshua's been very considered here. Again, Usyk's doing what Usyk does very well.
30 seconds left here of this second
Joshua's
round.
definitely reaching for that right hand to the body. That's the third or fourth time he's tried that in just this round. He's done it multiple times in the first round as well.
Yep. Double jab backhand.
Joshua's sharper, mind.
Yep.
He's definitely sharper.
Than the last time, sorry, of the two of them.
Oh, beautiful. Again, that right hand to the body.
And that's exactly what you were saying about countering the counter there.
Yeah. It's...
Usyk's round. Shut up, Adam Smith. Usyk's round.
I'm sure he's been taken off Sky Sports. Adam.
Mate, how could you even judge that as Usyk's round? First one, okay.
Yeah.
That one there was Joshua.
Yeah.
But this is what we're talking about. We're talking about judging. Yeah, when we're talking about judging.
But this is what I mean. Like, obviously, in MMA, you've got the criteria: striking, grappling, aggression, control.
Yeah. But
That's what you
But it's
have-
still up for interpretation, because there's rules in the scoring of the British Boxing Board of Control, mate, and, you know, other governing bodies.
That's
but
it, though.
But even with the UFC, you've still got room for interpretation, because you've got the three judges. That's why sometimes judges score it differently.
Yeah.
So you can have the guidelines, but it's how the judges apply the guidelines, which is ultimately through a human head and heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's often what you like.
It's also two different fights from when you're watching it on telly and actually being ringside.
For sure.
You would believe
Yeah,
that.
1,000,000%. Yeah, come on then, AJ.
Flying out of his corner here
I
for
think
this
100-metre
third round.
sprint.
Is this what we thought we were going to see from AJ? Is this what we wanted to see from AJ?
Yeah, I'm liking it.
At the moment, I think we need a few more punches and bunches
He's
coming
sharp,
from Joshua.
It'll be interesting to see how AJ handles when maybe Usyk lands.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that affect that?
It's no secret though, is it? Usyk builds himself into a fight. He's not necessarily a quick starter.
Yeah.
He works his way into the fight. He goes up, moves up through the gears, and then it's whether,
sure.
as exactly what you were saying before, Bruce, whether the stamina of Joshua can withstand
Yes.
Usyk moving up through the gears.
Because Usyk isn't here to win the rounds, he's here to win the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shot. Left hook, right uppercut.
From AJ.
He's moving a lot more than last
Head
time.
movements on point.
Yeah,
And his hand position as well, like I was saying before, Bruce.
yeah.
for how quickly he needs to fire and get them hands back in his position, which is his defence.
Yeah.
He's been on point as well.
See, it was a little bit like when Usyk fought Bellew. Was it the 8th round that he stopped him in?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And Bellew looked fantastic for the first few rounds. Fantastic for the first few rounds. But then he didn't have the energy to, and obviously Usyk hit him more than a few times, which ended that fight, unfortunately. But that's the point, is like, sometimes you've got to win a few battles to then eventually win the war.
Yeah,
and that's what Usyk's strategy can often be.
I'd like to see more than just a single shot from Joshua here. The jab's all well and good if you land it, but back it up with something.
It's multiple combos that he needs to be throwing. And I think a lot of the boxing community have said that,
I like that.
2 big shots to the body from AJ. And another one in the clinch.
That was a good shot.
This again is what we were saying before about the little, not necessarily dirty tactics, but...
Oh, good right hand from AJ.
Less than a minute left here in this 3rd round.
Oh, both of them exchanging jabs there.
Usyk seems very comfortable boxing off his back foot as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Someone that can move so naturally well like Usyk with his lateral movements tends to box on the back foot much better, just because they can punch from different angles and defend the shots coming in and moving at the right time.
Oh!
Nice right hand there.
Beautiful by. If you notice, AJ is squatting down more. He's he's not standing as upright. He's sort of down. His legs are bent. He's in that position where he can move quicker and generate more power as well. Usyk tries the big backhand there.
Nice finish to the round. Three rounds in.
That's got to be AJ's round.
AJ's round.
You think, yeah.
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 AJ for me.
Be interesting to know what our watchers who are also watching the fight while watching along with us are thinking going into this now.
Yeah.
3 rounds in, how are you scoring it?
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Who have you got up? What are you thinking of AJ's performance? That was a big right hand round the back of the gloves. What are you thinking of AJ's performance? Is it what you expected? Is it better than you expected? Yeah. Is he showing signs that he could win? Oleksandr Usyk, let us know in the comments. Seems very calm in the corner as well, lads.
Yeah, there's no panic, no. Seems to be getting a little bit of treatment just to the side of his right eye here, does AJ. Can't quite see from this camera angle exactly what's happening. Usyk, though, of course, looking very calm, very collected in his corner. Nice deep breath before we enter this 4th round. Shake out with the arms from Usyk as well.
Yeah.
Joshua back up. Very interesting. That's twice now Joshua's been sitting on his stool just until the bell goes and comes out.
Assuming as much energy as you can before he's just about to release.
Yeah. Usyk's coming out now a bit more sharper.
Yeah.
A little bit more bounce in his feet.
You see, last time in the box, Joshua was more like a one-dimension attack and force, just coming headhunting.
He just didn't seem to know what to do.
No.
That's the thing, he didn't seem to know
Whereas now he's mixing head and body. Usyk's a bit more... Good shot, that.
Joshua, of course, looking like a traditional boxer here. The white boots, the plain black shorts, the plain black gloves. Usyk donning white gloves with a small Ukrainian trim on them. White shorts with a trim across the top. Referee warning here for a clash of heads.
Oh,
lovely.
good 1-2 from Usyk.
This was it, though. This is exactly what we thought.
Little smile on Usyk's face, eh?
Which is a reaction.
Which is a reaction.
Which is a reaction.
I've got you. I've sussed you out.
Good job by Joshua Lyons there.
Nice backhand there, but off the gloves of Usyk.
I think this is a really, really competitive fight so far. I think Joshua is taking more control than he did the last time from Usyk. Can he keep it up for the rest of the fights? So this is where, you know, a lot of people are saying Joshua should have been, you know, putting it on by round 3 and round 4. We're not saying that. I'm saying, yes, there is an increase in cadence, there's an increase in pressure, but not a crazy amount. Maybe it's just the right amount. Usyk trying to move around. See, what Usyk does very cleverly, he tries to move AJ's gloves out the way to then land with that backhand.
Lovely that. Left hand to the body, followed by a right hook up to the head from the Ukrainian. Joshua looking to return with something of his own. Again, though, it's these single shots from Joshua.
Yeah. Oof.
Nearly Tyson Fury himself.
Yeah.
Right uppercut straight on his own chin.
Right hand to the body again. Oh, right on the top.
Humza, that's exactly what you're saying about Joshua trying to counter the counter, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Last 10 seconds of the round.
Lovely backhand that goes around out from Usyk.
Now you see that Usyk then, see it could be that one punch in that last 10 seconds that the judges remember.
Yeah.
That could swing the round. This is what I'm saying. You need to be so aware of how the judges are scoring it. It is a performance, man. You know, are you going to get a boo? Or are you going to get a standing ovation from the effectively in the scorecards?
From a judge's perspective as well, you've got to look at it where a judge will remember the fight from what's happened at the start of the round and the end of the round, whereas the middle bit, it's all like...
So if you can make your mark on both sides,
Yeah.
you're ultimately going to be more in the judge's mind, is that? I certainly think that was a better round there for Oleksandr Usyk.
I think, yeah, that was Usyk's round, that 2-2.
Very, very interesting as we move into the fifth. Possibly the fight people were expecting, possibly not. Usyk again shaking his arms out. Joshua again sitting on his stool until the last possible moment and springing into action and meeting in the middle of the ring.
Which again is a deviation in what AJ does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not Anthony Joshua at all, is it? It's lovely job there from Usyk, getting that foot on the outside, firing it through the guard of the Olympic gold medalist.
Oh.
I'm surprised Tyson Fury hasn't turned up to watch it.
Yeah, so I'm surprised the broadcaster didn't invite him as well.
Yeah.
I know Eddie Hearn wasn't too keen on it, but I'm surprised somebody didn't jump on it. I know it was said before Fury's not retired, but Fury watching this at home now, what do you think he's thinking?
No, Fury's probably just having fish and chips in a, do you know what I mean? In a glass of Diet Coke. He's like, he's not bothered.
Shouting light work, smash
Do you know
the
what?
both of yous.
I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't watching it. Obviously, he probably will be, or you would hope he would be, just as a, because he's a big fight fan himself. But I do believe Tyson Fury, ultimate confidence in his own abilities.
What a shot.
What's happened there?
Or was it low?
I think that was borderline.
So we've had a shot from Anthony Joshua, hit Oleksandr Usyk. He's reacting as if it's been a shot to the groin area. We're just waiting for the replay, but we will have a look here. A number of the commentators are saying that it was actually, borderline. It was on the belt. Let's have a look.
Oh.
So Usyk's back out. Again, it happens. We haven't seen the replay, so we can't commentate.
Humza, you felt that was on the belt though, didn't you?
Just on the borderline, yeah. I feel like Usyk's shorts are a bit higher than his waistline as well, don't you reckon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it certainly is.
Oh, another one, another right hand to the body. Joshua is whipping them right hands into the body, so maybe he's that face-to-face yesterday. Stay strong. How would you handle the body shots or whatever he's talking about? This is what he's looking for.
Tyson Fury actually sent a message to Joshua, go for the body.
Did he?
Did he really?
I did not see it.
A minute left, yeah. Fifth round scheduled, of course, for 12 3-minute rounds.
So Joshua, at present, doing much better than many would have expected, and boxing differently to what many would have expected as well.
That's what he needs to watch, that overcommitment there, though, moving in.
Yeah.
Or if he gets caught doing that a couple of times, Usyk gets wise to it. The counter punch of Usyk's will be there.
The concentration on both the fighters' faces is just phenomenal.
The mental fatigue of a fight. Of course, the physical side of things you can see with the sweat.
Oh, good shot.
Oh, backhand from Usyk there, landed flush on Joshua's head.
What do you make of the mental fatigue in a fight, Bruce?
Mental fatigue, obviously, like, it comes from a variety of sources. It can come from physically being tired and your body giving you that feedback. It can come from last 10 seconds. Let's see if Usyk tries that one punch to try and nick the round again. Oh, Joshua fires in now. Now Usyk knows he's got to come back. Usyk moving quickly. But it's Joshua who fired the last punch in the 10 seconds. That could be interesting. So yeah, if your mind starts saying that, you know, it's not going my way, this is not working, you know, how you recover from a knockdown, if that ego starts to negatively talk to you inside you and head and create that narrative that then affects the energy systems that you are tapping into. But again, it's about critical moments. Everybody can feel down. Yeah, you at home, you can feel down, but you could do something different there. What was that? Was that the low blow?
I thought it was on the belt. Yeah, we'll go again.
That's absolutely fine. That's a good body shot. That
was a good shot. That.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot by Anthony Joshua there. So Anthony Joshua would now know, because he knew he hit them in the right spot there, and he now knows he can do that. That creates confidence.
And he got the reaction.
Yeah, he got the reaction. That creates confidence. Usyk knows that he wasn't hit in the groin area. This is interesting.
Again, Joshua waiting until the last possible second, springing back into action. Something very new, something we've not seen.
Yeah, so there's a pattern. There is a pattern that AJ has decided to do here, which is he's staying, if you're not watching the fight, we'll explain it for you. He's staying in his seat until the very last moment and then springing gazelle-like out into the middle of the ring to meet Usyk. So that'll be an interesting one to discuss and decipher.
What shot, backhand lead hook from Joshua.
I tell you what we are seeing. We're seeing different numbers here from Joshua. We're seeing different data now.
It's the body head, Bruce.
Yeah. But maybe it's because we're seeing it because Joshua hasn't had to do this before.
That's a good shot. Usyk, I reckon Usyk's hurt Joshua there with that body shot.
Do you reckon?
I seen him take a breath.
How hard is that, Hamza, not to like give a read if you are hurt?
Mate, trying to hide a body shot is like close to impossible, because if you get hit in the right position, honestly, it's one of the hardest shots to recover from.
I remember when Lewis Ritson got hit off Patera in that first round.
Yeah.
And Lewis done really well to continue.
But it took so much.
But you
more
saw
of
it.
him.
Yeah, but you saw it. Yeah. And to be fair, like to Lewis and anyone else who survives a really good body shot, generally when you get hit, it's like a couple of seconds and then you go down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Matthew Macklin? Who did Matthew Macklin fight? Was it Canelo? Did Macklin fight Canelo and he hit him with a body shot up against the ropes? Or was it Golovkin? It was Golovkin.
Golovkin.
Yeah, Golovkin. And then boom, he just collapsed. Yeah.
Slight swung under the eye of Joshua here.
What, the right eye?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they've just slowed down a little bit.
Joshua's still the man on the front foot, though.
He is. Oh, he's whipping in them body shots. Oh, Usyk tries to come. Oh.
Look for a rope to do up there and
Yeah, he did,
spring a
didn't he?
left hook up to the head. Joshua's doing a better job now of cutting the ring off, as opposed to following Usyk. He's doing a slightly better job here of backing the Ukrainian up. Nice backhand there, followed by a left hook from Usyk.
Yeah, I think what we've got here is both fighters have upped their game. Again, Usyk just pouring out there just to keep Joshua on the defensive.
30 seconds left here, 6th round. This was what everybody was talking about in the build-up to this fight. Does Joshua need to get it done in 6? Will Usyk start coming into his own? It's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
Nice job there on the way out, on the exit from Usyk.
Yeah. See what I like about when Usyk pours, he's quick with his pour and punches.
Yeah.
Yeah, that forces you to react, where AJ is not. AJ either slowly punches, where there's no power in them, or he very quickly does it. There's no like in between. I think sometimes the in between, especially when you're not trying to, affect pain onto somebody, is probably the best speed and the cadence to go. What's Joshua looking like in the corner? See, there's 2 good body shots being drilled in by AJ there. 2 fantastic body shots, to be fair.
Good punch selection that was.
Yeah, really good. Both fighters shown good movement.
Yeah, I'm very pleasantly surprised by Anthony Joshua here. Golovkin sitting ringside.
Lomachenko.
Oh no, sorry, Lomachenko sitting ringside.
Golovkin. Golovkin.
It was a hat.
Who was that? Golovkin sitting ringside.
Growing a beard, it sound.
Yeah, sorry.
Here we go. Exact same again there, Joshua. Waiting on that stool.
Yeah. So let's have a look
Second half
here.
of the fight now, round 7.
Is this when Usyk starts to push it? Was Usyk happy to go at Joshua's pace to then start pushing at his own pace
The
now?
amount of body shots he's took, I reckon at the end of the rounds, at the end of the fight, later rounds, Joshua's going to have more stamina, to be honest with you.
Joshua manhandling, that's it. You notice how Joshua's almost getting him in a necktie.
Like a tie clinch, yeah. isn't it?
like sort of pulling it down.
That's more of like a Fury game plan, that though.
Oh, Usyk missing with a wild left hook. Nice head body shot by Usyk. Joshua comes back. Very much a tit for tat type thing going on here.
Yeah.
Very hard to. But remember, Joshua needs to take it from Usyk. Usyk's got the belts. Joshua needs to put his stamp on it. Is Joshua doing enough?
I'd be expecting Usyk to try and start upping the pressure, upping the pace here, but he seems happy. Slip there from Joshua, was it? Eats a jab, tries to return with one of his own.
What is there something with the canvas, is there?
I think just the heat as well out there, getting 7 rounds in. It's hot enough in here. I wouldn't like to be
much harder fighting there than obviously it was in Tottenham.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia or Tottenham, the temperature is going to be a little bit different, isn't it? It's
Yeah, much better performance from Joshua.
I actually reckon Joshua's winning the fight at this moment in time.
It's close.
It's close. It is close.
It's close.
But I do feel Joshua is just edging the fight, to be honest.
Good. And I think that's what Joshua didn't do in the first fight. He didn't pull the trigger enough.
No.
He did not pull the trigger
Not even
enough.
the trigger, Bruce, but more of, he wasn't being consistent with the... Not even consistent, he wasn't even throwing any body shots, he was just headhunting. Whereas now, he's just keep mixing her up.
And he's in Usyk's face.
Yeah.
Usyk targeting that swelling over the right eye of Anthony Joshua. Bruce, you were talking about seeing different numbers from Joshua. Would we see them in this fight? I think we certainly are, do you?
Mate, to be fair, Joshua is doing something that he's never done before, and possibly because he's never had to do it before. That's why we're seeing a different Anthony Joshua here. Different, is that the right word? Or he's just showing different skills and capabilities that he's never had to present before, you know? But definitely, he's been more effective against Usyk, which is made, like, I mean, look at there, Usyk threw 3 punches and, like, wildly missed.
Yeah.
That's not Usyk.
No.
That's not Usyk.
Do you wonder if that's then frustration creeping in from Usyk? The fight's not going the way he wants it
Listen,
to.
all we know that Usyk threw 3 punches there and missed wildly with all of them.
Yeah.
I've got no idea what it is, but he did miss. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That was a good slip
Really
back
good time backhand there.
from Usyk.
Fantastic. Let's go to, again, guys, if you want to bring it up on Facebook, have a look at some of the comments in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's have a look.
Let's get us on this now. All right.
Guys, in the comments, let me know who you think is winning. Is AJ doing enough? Is Usyk nicking the rounds? Is he dominating the rounds? What is your opinion? Let us know in the comments below. Usyk winning so far. AJ needs
To be more aggressive.
AJ needs to be more aggressive. Could be.
Yeah, they're going to get the top in now for the middle of the
Ayman
ring.
Khalik there coming in with that. Craig Michael Davis, what round is it? It is it's start of round 8.
Joshua here complaining as well the referees just slipped there again, so now they've got the towel in the ring.
Yeah.
That was bound to happen now before someone fell over, slipped, should I say.
First thing, we just got a message that can you just check the sound on YouTube there, please? It's back. It's back. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine going through all that training and then you slip and get knocked out by your opponent? You'd be unhappy.
Yeah.
You'd be unhappy, man, wouldn't you?
Slip and pull a hamstring or something. It'd be like...
Wow.
Joshua's still coming forward here. I'm very impressed with this.
And he's digging those body shots, right, really whipping them in and under. What happened there?
Slipped in the middle of the ring again.
Both, what, they slipped again, did they?
Joshua.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to leverage power. If your feet aren't sticking, your power's gone.
Yeah.
It's actually the sweat. The sweating that much.
Yeah. Oh,
Lovely
good body shot by
Lovely
Joshua.
shot. I think he's got him, yeah.
Another one. Joshua is on Usyk.
This is where he needs to put that bit more oomph in him. When you've got him on the rope. Oh, lovely.
Is this where you'd like to see them punches and bunches again?
Yeah.
When he gets a nice shot like that, Usyk coming back with some of his own here.
Usyk seems to have slowed down.
But Bruce, if you're taking shots like that to the
Yeah.
body,
Mm.
that's the most key thing for someone that's on his feet. A lateral move are so good like Usyk. What another right hook from Joshua, lovely shot.
Mm-hmm.
But with Joshua coming to the body, would have been a
Oh.
key factor.
Joshua get caught by a little right hook to the chin there. Just a slight one though.
Oh,
Joshua
what
whips
a
another
shot.
one up the middle. Oh, and another one.
Oh my
Three
God.
body shots. That must have been 6 body shots in total there. Fantastic from AJ to the body of Usyk. This is definitely part of the game plan.
First time we've seen Usyk looking for that clinch there as well.
Yeah.
I feel like Usyk's so fatigued with them body shots, his punches are not even got that same.
Sting, yeah, he seems to be just wafting them out there, doesn't he?
Look at Joshua's reaction when he's actually getting caught.
We've got a comment here as well from Anthony Velez saying Robert Garcia is telling AJ that he's winning. Is he? Lads, what do we think?
Is it enough to keep him up? Yeah, Usyk's flailing away now. This is really interesting from Usyk. Usyk looks like he's got about, now, unless he's intentionally doing that, but he looks like he's got about 60-70% of the power that he did have in the first 2 rounds. AJ is going for it, full of confidence. 2 of them. Look at the smile on AJ's face. AJ's round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Got to be AJ's round there. Got to be AJ's round. Usyk is way too slick. You know what? He was too slick.
What a
Now
shot.
that round might be a one-off for him, but he's definitely slowing down in that round.
Yeah, yeah.
He's definitely flailing around in that round. His punches haven't got the power. His punches haven't got the accuracy. Might have had the round off, but with that round off, there was body shots that the guys were throwing in. Yeah, the guys were throwing in there. Boom. Another one. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful body work.
Yeah. What you were saying there as well, Bruce, this is something that we've not seen from Usyk. Thrown wildly. Like, it's not something we've seen from the Ukrainian
No,
before.
not at all. There's a deviation in what he usually does. When there's a deviation, you got to pay attention. He's losing the rounds. If I just go to see, no, he's not Peter Fury. Come on, I value Peter Fury's. But that's not fully accurate what he's just said there.
For those not being able to watch as well, that was a tweet up on the screen there from Peter Fury, who said that he believes Joshua's losing every round and sees the fight going the same way. I would disagree, Bruce, you too.
Yeah, for sure. He's not losing every round. That's technically, factually, mythically incorrect. Yeah, he's not losing every round. Although, depending on what you're liking, it is close rounds.
Oh.
It is close rounds.
Joshua's just grown into this fight. I think more and more as these rounds are going on.
For sure.
Go on.
Round 9 of the fight. Here we go. Joshua's definitely shown more than he's ever showed before, technically.
You wonder if that 6 weeks was more than enough time to make these changes.
Yeah. Or was the stuff that he done with Angel?
Mm-hmm.
You know, before Robert Garcia got selected.
What a shot.
Oh, lovely. Notice how it was Usyk when Joshua stepped away, got the jab with him last time. Joshua's just repaid the favour there.
Yeah.
Now, is that fatigue? Is that not concentration?
Yeah.
So here we are, guys, with the Oleksandr Usyk AJ rematch. It's getting really interesting here. There seems to be, at least now, a shift in the tides between AJ and Usyk. AJ seems to be developing. He seems to be growing into the fight. Usyk seems to be reducing.
left hand
AJ
punch
throwing some
combination.
punches to the head.
What a shot. Go on, son.
Usyk just doesn't seem to have the power.
It's a... Come on,
AJ's
Joshua.
another one. AJ unloading. Oh.
I think-
AJ, get your breath.
The crowd are
AJ
cheering him
putting
on.
Usyk underneath it now. AJ is putting Usyk under the pressure. Usyk struggling. Usyk struggling.
Smile from AJ there. He's got a
God.
minute left in
AJ.
this 9th round.
Yeah, he's whipping them body shots in.
Wow,
Usyk crunching.
wow.
Usyk, can he do it? Usyk pedaling backwards. AJ unloading.
He doesn't
Relax.
he doesn't want to gas out.
Usyk
Yeah.
clinching.
Oh my God! Come on, AJ. AJ on him. On him.
Backhand, left hook.
Boom, boom.
And there you go.
Usyk
As
looks
you
fatigued
called
here.
it.
Usyk looks fatigued. AJ's shown something that he's never shown before, and he's shown the world as well.
30 seconds of this round
30
left.
seconds, this is
This
interesting,
is
man.
where he needs to be putting them punches
Beautiful
and
round the
punches in.
shot.
Come
AJ
on.
threw a looping left hook around the back of Usyk's glove. Usyk doesn't seem to have anything left.
No.
AJ walking him down, grabbing him, mauling him, manhandling him.
Smiling, coming forward.
Beautiful.
I think I'm going to have to eat my words here from the start of the show when I said I didn't think AJ had enough to deal with Usyk.
Mate,
I'm getting
AJ
proved
is
wrong.
showing something that he's never shown before.
What is that, Bruce? Do you know?
The movement, the accuracy, the ability to beat a boxer at his own game. That's what he's showing now. And again, he's never had to show it before.
And how
My
many
God,
times have you
this is
seen this
fantastic.
game of him actually attacking the body? Not much.
Now,
And he's,
and he's strategically sticking and attacking the
Yeah.
body. That's what's interesting for me.
wow.
It was like there, what he just done to Usyk at the end of the 9th round was almost like what Usyk done to him at the end of the 12th.
Yeah,
Last time.
yeah.
Yeah, when AJ was knackered, he was out. But oh my Lord, this is good. If you're an AJ fan, you've got to be excited.
It's coming home, boys.
Again, look,
Well, let's
sitting on
not.
the stool. A big intake of breath from Usyk before we get this 10th round underway. Of course, scheduled for 12 3-minute rounds. 9 minutes left for Oleksandr Usyk to try and turn the tides on this one.
Lamin Jallo in the comments there saying, I'm loving the commentators. Thank you very much. We hope the energy's landing well. But here we go. Usyk comes out with a bit more spark, a bit more pace about him. How long can he keep it up for, though? Is this it? Is he going for broke? There seems a huge deviation in the cadence that Usyk's presenting here. Lovely right hand. Right hook, sorry. Oh! He's tagged AJ. Yeah, he's coming out with a bit more intent now.
Wonder how much energy AJ's used in that last
Yeah,
round
for
as
sure.
well. Getting excited. Thinking,
Oh! Right hand by left hand! Oh, he's pounded AJ! This is it! This is what Usyk can do. Usyk can turn it on. This is what he done in the 12th round.
Wow. Wow.
This is it.
Wow.
Nice right hand there on the pivot from Usyk.
So
Throwing
Usyk's
a lot
just
more
tapping
back
him now,
now.
yeah. Throwing a lot of punches.
You wonder if he's almost hit a second wind.
But it's like arm shots, but actually popping his head. If you know what I mean.
But hey, it's scoring for the judges
Yeah.
though, you know. And that was the thing, AJ wasn't throwing anything back there. Was AJ hurt? Usyk going to the body, then to the head. Oh!
Massive
Yes,
right hand.
AJ threw that right hand against Usyk.
Hit Usyk. Usyk now up against the ropes. Looking at the
OJ,
referees.
hey, so OJ Simpson, what am I talking about? AJ, yeah, AJ, hurting Usyk looking at the referee.
OJ there.
Big right hand from Joshua.
The
landed
glove
flush on
doesn't
the-
fit.
flush on the chin of Usyk. But Usyk done well to stay on his feet, I think, with that one as well.
Yeah.
Come on, Joshua. Give him a Newcastle
But he
backhand.
done what he needed to do to stay on his feet.
He did, yeah, getting
on.
that clinch.
Both fighters tired here. Oh, lovely uppercut by Usyk. AJ, see, the moment AJ stops that head movement, Usyk just unloads. AJ looking tired now. Oh, This is what I love about the fight game. It can change in an instant, man.
Usyk now
In
again.
an instant.
Did Joshua shake his hand out there as well after firing one of them shots off?
See, Usyk's trying to move the gloves of AJ so he can land that shot.
AJ up against the ropes now by choice, but Usyk
AJ looks
still
tired.
pushing forward. He looks very tired. Usyk pushing forward.
Usyk looks tired as well, thankfully.
I'll tell you what, body shots have done Joshua a world of good though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Usyk
Nice.
Would have been on him here.
now.
Backhand there from
Took it
Usyk.
clean out.
Hook from Usyk.
Oh, AJ.
10 seconds of this 10th round to
AJ's
go.
tired.
Didn't do that.
AJ's tired.
Didn't start doing that.
For me, this has been an Usyk round, guys. I think that's fair to say.
Ooh.
What a round that's been. Round of the fight so far?
Round of the night so far. 100%.
That wasn't what we were expecting. That
certainly
wasn't
not.
what we were expecting. It's a bit like Ant and Dec, you know, when Susan Boyle come out and then she started singing. And Ant and Dec were like, you weren't expecting that, were you? That's what we weren't expecting there. We weren't not saying we got Susan Boyle out in the ring, by the way. I'm just saying that was definitely a different Usyk from the previous round.
All I'm saying is I did predict a Usyk unanimous decision. Like,
Look, that's exactly the round Usyk needed to try and get himself back into that, because it was a hard 9th round. That was a
shot.
lovely backhand though.
but imagine Usyk caught Joshua with that shot instead. If he walked onto that, that would have been lights out for Joshua.
I'd be very... Look at that. That just absolute onslaught from Usyk towards the end of the round. It's...
Joshua, Matt Macklin saying that he believes Joshua needs a knockout. Has he got the energy in him? Usyk's just unloading on him straight away.
I think Usyk's
Punches and bunches. Joshua needs to start throwing punches so Usyk stops.
I think Usyk's going to stop him.
Usyk's picking this up exactly where he left off.
Where's Joshua's energy gone, man? Where's it gone?
But you're wondering in the 9th round, did he absolutely blow his load, push him forward, trying to get Usyk out there in the 9th?
Answer in the comments. Has AJ blown his load in the 9th round? Come on.
Now to look at the two of them, Usyk's the fresher man.
Mate, this is madness. This is absolutely... But this is what's addictive about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Joshua throws a right hand.
Shot.
Who do you think's winning? I'll be honest, I've got no idea. It's so close to pen. See there, like even Usyk just like pouring out, keeping AJ from preventing it, from responding, throwing something back himself.
Wow.
Nice backhand, followed by a hook from Usyk, the champ. Joshua resorting back to single shots. Usyk punches and bunches, coming forward.
AJ is breathing heavily.
Wow.
Lovely body shot by AJ. Bends Usyk over. Doubles. He doubles Usyk over. He bends Usyk over.
Usyk there, what, 5-6 punches straight off the belt when they get back into the action.
Oh, another body shot. Come
Now
on,
this
Joshua.
is where your mind comes into it. How much do you want it? How much do you want it?
This is where he's
Oh,
gonna
Joshua
bite
looking
on the
lame
gum-
with that left hook.
Bite on the gum shield and let him know.
Right. Come on. Come on. That's it. Hold on. If you need to lose the round, get your energy back. That's cool. Or at least lose these 10 seconds.
Less than a minute to go here.
Lovely
Lovely
lead
stiff
uppercut.
jab. Uppercut, sorry. 50 seconds to go here in round 11.
Joshua needs to let go, man. Do not pull the trigger. Usyk dominating this round again.
11th round. Usyk.
It's as if he had round 9 off.
Yeah.
And he's just come out. He like took the round to just get his energy back up. Rounds 10 and 11 have been all Usyk.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like, what looks now to be a strategic choice.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually just taking this round off. I'll take a bit of a battering. But AJ is looking very fatigued. However, he whipped a beautiful right hand there into the body. Usyk's definitely feeling them. What's the referee saying? 10 seconds. Come on. Joshua, let it go. Boom, boom. Oh, Usyk comes back with 3 points. Yeah.
Definitely Usyk's round this.
His feet have almost, or at least in that moment, gone without him. Right. This is where it counts.
Yeah.
The 12th round.
12th and final round. Come
Are
on.
we going to get AJ Putting it all on the line. Good tune they've got. Da-da-da-da-da.
Usyk in the corner, eyes closed. Praying, possibly?
See, what he's doing there, he could be speaking to himself.
Yeah.
Speaking to yourself is such an underutilized and misunderstood tool. Yeah, I always give an example of, you know, when the All Blacks do the haka, they hear the violence within inside them. Yeah, I'm not saying that's why they're one of the best rugby teams in the world, but at that moment there, like, you need to hear yourself, like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the toughest opponent you'll ever meet is the one inside your own head.
Yeah.
If you can convince yourself, if you can let yourself hear what you're really talking about, yeah, and convince yourself, that takes you to a different level.
And this
That takes you to a different level.
This is what's been questioned as well all week about Joshua, and I know I mentioned at the start whether his mentality was going to be there.
Yeah.
This last 3 minutes is going to decide for AJ exactly.
Yeah, for sure. What it's about, what it is. 12th and final round is starting. Can AJ do it is the question.
I'm sticking with my predict.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usyk all the way for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But again, this is where you've got to give it all that you've got. This is where the two fighters are now going to be doing it. They're out there, they're coming here. We've got Anthony looking. Again, it's very much tit for tat.
Like he saved the last 2 rounds for the last.
Come on. Oh, Usyk just missed with the left hook off the whiskers there. That was dangerous for AJ.
It certainly was. The movement of Usyk still there really, really well. As
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
2 minutes to go here in this heavyweight contest.
Usyk unloading on
That was
AJ's
a
head
good
here.
left hook. That was a good left hook.
Ah, come on.
The speed of Usyk still there as well.
Yeah.
12 rounds in. Again,
See that? Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flurry of punches that he's just landed on Joshua's head there.
What a shot from Joshua.
Go on, AJ!
Go on.
Come on! Don't just finish it. Don't just stand there. Easy for me to say. I appreciate it.
I was just about to say that, Bruce. I'd love you getting in there now, stuck in.
Halfway through the last round, it's not looking good for AJ here.
Referee calling time there
He
as well.
looks fatigued, man. The gas tank, I said it at the start, the gas tank was going to be the critical point for me.
Yeah.
And it looks like it is. I'm not saying I'm right, but
Both men swinging.
come on, Joshua.
Joshua
Come on, AJ.
looking to do a lot of holding, looking to put Usyk up against the ropes and trying to load, but both men clinching.
Fatigued.
Separated here by
It's
the
the gas
referee.
tank. It is the gas tank.
We have 1 minute left.
Please,
to
come on,
go
brother.
Here.
Please, come on.
Come on, Joshua.
Come on.
Usyk still
To be
coming
fair,
forward.
AJ's boxed beautifully compared to what I thought he was going to do, but I did say Usyk's something special.
Oh, unless he stops from here with the daft left hook.
Usyk, AJ's knackered. Man. Come on, just bring something out of the locker. Something out of the closet. Something to send him back to the Stone Ages. Oh,
lovely
Usyk,
1-2
beautiful
by Usyk.
counter punch in there. 10 seconds left, guys. What are we thinking?
Joshua is
Usyk's won.
so tired here.
Usyk win by decision.
Yeah.
Exactly the same as last time.
And we go the distance, so it'll go to the judges' scorecards. Both saying Usyk 1 point.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to be.
Unanimous decision.
Yeah. What are you thinking in the comments? Let us know in the comments. What do you think that score is? For me, that is Oleksandr Usyk, a unanimous decision.
Both men now meet in the middle of the ring. Both on their knees, showing each other a moment of respect here. What a fantastic fight that was, or what a 12 rounds.
Oh man, Anthony Joshua boxed out of his skin. I don't care what anybody says there. Anthony Joshua put on the best boxing performance. You know, this wasn't Dylan White he's facing. This wasn't even Klitschko he was facing. He is what they're saying, he is a pound for pound king. He's a pound for pound, he's a special talent, is my point.
So
There we go. You've got.
Here we go.
Yeah, you've got Golovkin in his corner. Yeah, you must interview. Is it the MMA fighters you interview? Is it? Yeah, MMA. But there we've got Oleksandr Usyk. Looks as though, yeah, he lost a few rounds. I would say AJ won more rounds than last time, but so close. And I just feel that it wasn't enough. What we got in the comments here?
I think it's 7-5.
Is that what you're going, yeah? I was just about to say, I'm interested to see how the judges have scored this.
Live chat.
I think it will still be given as a unanimous decision.
So now this begs the question, if it does go to Usyk, are we seeing Usyk Fury?
We've got to see Usyk Fury. For me, Usyk just showed there what a class fighter he is. As if we didn't know, yeah, Usyk he's something special. He's a class fighter. You know when they say there's levels?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody is on Usyk's level. Tyson Fury, we'll see. We'll see. But that was just something different, man.
If this is the case, then what's next for Joshua if he has lost this? Look, I mean, of course, we've not got the scorecards in yet, but everybody's persona in the ring is suggesting an Usyk win. We all think it's an Usyk win here. What's next for Joshua?
Well, it's got to be a Deontay Wilder, Dylan White. It's got to be something like that. Because he's potentially just lost against a pound-for-pound great, which means that he's not finished. Yeah. It just means that I don't think he wins. I think what I said at the start, I'll repeat. Oleksandr Usyk is potentially just a better boxer in all aspects than Anthony Joshua. Yeah. And that's it. And if you haven't got that technical ability or whatever else you want to call it, then you're not going to beat him. That's it. That's it.
For those watching us who may not be on the pay-per-view, we're just awaiting the result here. A lovely moment of respect. Both Joshua and Usyk holding the Ukraine flag aloft. I believe the scorecards have been collected. And we're about to go to the official decision, of course. Michael Buffer, the voice of boxing.
Even Joshua holding the Ukraine flag. Nice sign of respect. Yeah. I like that because both fighters brought the best out of each other there.
They did. And here we go, the official result.
Here we go. We'll read the scores out. First judge gives it to Joshua, 115 to 113. Wow.
Wow.
Second judge, 115, 113 for Usyk.
Split decision.
Oh, Usyk.
Yes, and Usyk gets it 116, 112 there, and bursts into tears.
With a split decision win. So first judge, 115 to 113 for Anthony Joshua. Second judge, 115 to 113 for Oleksandr Usyk. And the third judge, 116 to 112 for Oleksandr Usyk. Is that a fair? I think it is.
Yeah.
I don't say how Joshua...
I'm not sure how Joshua got it for the first judge, yeah.
This goes back to what we were saying before, though, about the judging, and where... When you've seen the reaction of both fighters, both corners, everything at the end of that fight, it's clear Usyk has won that.
Yeah.
How then Joshua gets one of the scorecards, I don't know.
Yeah. So we're just looking at Usyk there, obviously getting the obligatory victory photographs within the ring. So what is become transparent is Joshua wasn't able to make enough of the adjustments that was needed in order for him to overcome the force that is Oleksandr Usyk. All that skill, all that technical capabilities, that amateur experience, that 300 whatever fights he's had as an amateur. You know, the undisputed, unified cruiserweight coming up, taking all the belts at heavyweight. Anthony Joshua just didn't have it in the tank. Like, what's your final thoughts on that, Jake?
I think he can certainly hold his head high. I think. I'm not too sure what's going on here. So, did you see that there? When we just come back to the stream, Joshua seemed to have two belts in his hands and chucked them out the ring, but I'm not too sure how. Joshua's not happy here about something. This is about to kick off here.
Anthony Joshua is actually losing the plot in the ring at the moment. What is going on here? He's screaming, he's shouting, he's kicking. What is happening here? He's going around the ring. People are chasing him around the ring. Anthony Joshua is screaming at people in the crowd. He's just... Wow, what is happening here? Anthony Joshua is stormed out of the ring. It's almost as if he's offering people out in the crowd. He's throwing down, he's screaming, he's stomping, he's coming back in. Has he calmed down? What is going on here?
That's very uncharacteristic.
Wow, what is actually happening?
Like I say, when the camera cut back there, he seemed to have 2 belts in his hand and chucked them, but I was just about to say Joshua can hold his head high after that performance, but I really hope he doesn't ruin it here. Oh, here we go, we might see. So he's got 2 of the belts.
So he's holding the belts up.
Ring Magazine WB.
Joshua is losing the plot here. Wow, this is fantastic. It's as if Joshua, hey, this is where this comes in. He can't actually understand in his brain how he's lost the fight.
Whoa.
Wait there 2 seconds, just take to the mic.
Joshua quickly.
I'm not even sure what's going on here. Joshua's given his life story to try to... He's just took the mic. So Joshua basically giving Usyk a cuddle and telling everybody to applaud him because if he beats me, he's amazing. Joshua effing and Jeffing in the ring. I'm absolutely lost. But don't get us wrong, I love the passion that is almost bordering on insanity here.
No, but what is this, though?
I don't know, he might be about to sing a song.
He's now addressing Ukraine. I don't... I'm as confused as Usyk's face is confused. Like, this...
So Anthony Joshua at the moment is just giving a...
I'm shocked.
Yeah,
mate.
Anthony Joshua is giving a basic, a well done to Usyk.
After storming out the ring and coming back
storming
in.
out the ring, throwing the belts down. But you know what? I love the passion. He's pissed off. He's pissed off. He's put that much effort in, and he's just, he's just shot his load on the microphone. Yeah. He's unloaded that emotion, that energy. I've never seen anybody do that before. I've seen Tyson Fury sing a song.
Yeah.
I thought Anthony Joshua was going to start fighting with people in the crowd.
This is what I don't. This is exactly what I mean. What I don't get. So you went from throwing the belt out the ring to looking like he was about to try and have a straight now with someone, to then going to storm off down the tunnel, if you like, to then turning around and coming back up the tunnel, getting to the ring and delivering some sort of monologue. He's now walking through the crowd with his arms in the air. I feel sorry for Usyk. I feel this is taken away from Usyk.
What's baffled me is what he's actually said to Usyk, and then what he's done with the mic then, and congratulated Usyk.
So Joshua now walking back the changing room, clapping hands, giving people's cuddle and signing caps. Okay, so, well, we've got to talk about it.
Crazy.
We've got to talk about it because Usyk didn't even get a chance to talk.
No, exactly. That's what
He's just retained the World Heavyweight Championship belt, and Anthony Joshua took the microphone. Oh, here we go. We've got Oleksandr about to speak now, which is nice,
Yeah.
since he won. Andy Scott interviewing him.
Everyone looks so confused.
So, you know what? I would absolutely love it if Usyk just goes, I very feel.
I'm very feel.
I'm very feel. So let's just see what Usyk is about to say.
I want to thank everyone who prayed for me.
I think we've got to embrace, or we have to embrace the fact that Oleksandr Usyk just beat AJ fair and square. Yeah, there's no controversy there. Like I say, I'm an AJ fan. I'm surprised how the first judge scored it for AJ. Usyk just saying thank you to the crowd now. Which is... What do you think was happening when Joshua threw the belts there? That's going to be the talking point. That was the trigger. That was the trigger, the Ring Magazine belt. What do you think was going on?
I don't know, because I don't understand A, why he had the belts, B, why he chucked it out the ring, or C, why he tried to start a straightener in the middle of the ring after the fight.
Yeah, or even walking to the changing room. He was definitely shouting at the crowd. He was throwing his towel down. Is that just frustration? Was he overstimulated? Was he over-aroused? Yeah, was he just,
he was over the top.
Sad?
Yeah.
Was he sad? All of those things at once. Bearing in mind that these guys, man, the effort that fighters put into everything and are constantly on the mind. From when that moment that fight is signed, that's all you think about. The restrictions, the losses of going for a meal with your family, going down the pub with there's loads of stuff that you miss out on, as well as the pain of training.
Yeah.
Getting beat up every day.
Mentally as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that, I actually liked that. I liked seeing AJ. It was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah, it was different, man. It'll be interesting to understand. I'm sure there's going to be some interviews about what is actually going on there. But look, the stream's coming to an end now. How would you sum up that fight there? We've just talked about AJ's performance at the end there.
Yeah, his performance over the 12 rounds.
Where was that energy the last 3 rounds?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was always there, but where was it? Jake, how would you sum up the fight?
I think AJ can walk away with his head held high. Mm-hmm. I'd said at the start of the stream that I just couldn't see how he could beat Usyk.
Yeah.
Throughout that 9th round, I genuinely thought there was a stoppage coming. Oh, here we're talking about the Joshua camp, sorry. Usyk's been asked, did he feel at the end of this fight he was going to win? Of course, a split decision. But yeah, I think Joshua can hold his head high. Mm-hmm. But I think Usyk's just shown his level again tonight, and I struggle to see. I don't struggle. I want to see the Tyson Fury.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's still there. Humza, what's your thoughts on the fight?
I just think the better man won, which was obviously Usyk. Combinations that he put together, even though they were just little tappies, they were still popping their head back. Mm-hmm. The fundamentals were just on a different level, and for Joshua, he's just got to go back to the drawing board and just follow through on a different day.
Yeah.
Usyk's the boy at the moment.
Yeah, and that's it. I just think Usyk. So final sum up thoughts here. I would agree with the guys that Usyk is just on a different level to Anthony Joshua. He's just better, and that happens in life, So yeah, just to thank the guys for coming along on the panel tonight. Provided great insight. We've got Humza Ali from Newcastle. Follow him on Twitter first, and I don't know if you can bring the assets up there. But again, a great prospect that we've got up here in Newcastle coming from the box. There he is. There's his credentials there. If you want to follow him on Instagram, somebody definitely, if you're into boxing, to keep an eye on. Jake Smith, Jake from Fight and Talk as well. Make sure you give Jake a follow. Jake's going to be with me for the next fight. That will be coming up 2:30. There's my Bruce Durham Performance Psychology Coach. Believing Bruce on Instagram, yeah? If you want to find me, Believing with an I-N-G, Believing Bruce on Instagram. We're going to be here at 2:30 for the main card of Usman versus Edwards 2. That's going to be an absolute banger. Can Rocky pull it out of the bag? Can he give the UK audience something tonight to smile about? We will wait and see for that action. But that's all from us now. Thank you very much for joining, whether it be on YouTube or Facebook. We look forward to seeing you at 2:30 for what could be an absolute some biblical fights on the Usman versus Edwards. We hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the commentary, and we will see you soon. Thanks very much. Look at that. Good one.